Oh, I might be actually.
Because that should be the person who does it.
I'm proficient in survival, but I have -1 wisdom, so I get a +1 to roll. So it's pretty so anyone with just +1 to wisdom would do just as good a job as me.
Can we swap out navigators in between sessions?
You can swap out navigators day to day.
Okay, yeah.
Like
anyone else have a higher survival score than +1? I mean, I have +2, but.
Let me check. My survival is 0.
Is it in your skills? It's 3 for me. Survival.
That's high, that's higher than me. That might be worth doing.
What's that based on then? Your wisdom?
Your wisdom, yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
And if any proficiency, if anyone's got it.
Okay. Cool. So.
Also, you meant to have lived here, so you should know a bit.
Man would hope. Let's.
No one really understand, did they?
Okay, so it might take a little while to get acquainted with the travel rules because they are a new system. Once we do, though, I'm sure we won't have to consult the bones too much for it. So, interestingly, as far as what a canoe does, well, so you travel 1 hex per day standard through coastal, jungle, mountain, swamp, or wasteland terrain. If you're traveling by canoe or on a river or a lake, you can travel 2 hexes per day. The rate of travel up or down rivers is the same, as the rivers are slow, sluggish, as the current is almost imperceptible. Without canoes, the normal rate of travel along the river is the same as through the surrounding terrain. Canoes move at 1 hex per day through swamp.
Okay.
Characters can move at a fast pace. We'll be using the D4 system as recommended there. So if you travel at a fast pace, you will roll a D4. If you get a 3 or a 4, you'll travel an additional hex for the day. Your passive perception will be at -5 for that day. If you're going at a slow pace, you roll a D4 as well. If you roll a 1 or a 2 on it, then you advance one fewer hexes for the day. But you will get you'll be moving like stealthily throughout that time. So you may be better at avoiding random encounters. What I'll say is that if you're moving at a slow pace and you roll a 1 or a 2 twice in a row, if you're moving at a slow pace and you roll a 1 or a 2, the second day of moving at a slow pace, you'll always advance 1 hex. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You could advance at a slow pace for 10 days and roll a 1 10 times, and you literally haven't moved. And it's like, but we have.
Okay.
You also get a +5 to your navigation roll for the day if you're moving at a slow pace, or -5 if you're moving at a fast pace. Navigation rolls. It doesn't say. I think the implication is that while you're moving through mapped area, you can't become lost, and when you're moving through unmapped area, you can become lost. So, where you are in Port Nyanzaru, you can't get lost. I think. Do you get lost in terrain? Actually, no. I think it works the other way. So you can get lost even if you've mapped out the terrain. Of course, you don't have to make a navigation roll if you're going up or down a river, because woe is the navigator that gets lost on an immovable plane of water.
Challenge accepted.
It's like you turn around in the river and you're like just in the Thames, like, hello? I'm in the wrong universe.
Paddled so hard you've come up in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we pick one of the NPCs to be our navigator if they're with us?
Yeah, an NPC can be a navigator. I'll be making the secret roll at the end of the day. So I'm not telling you what each NPC's bonus is to their survival.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, we'll just assume that the person we've instructed as a guide is probably slightly better, shall we?
Oh, fine then, Ed.
I mean, I assume she would be.
I mean, I ran a very convincing con for years here, but if you want to trust someone who's actually professional, woe to you.
No, you know what? You're right. We'll go with you. We'll go. You've convinced me. You've won me over.
After all those poor other marks I stole from.
Misclick. Cool. I was just actually checking what Azaka's survival bonus is.
Oh, what is it?
The results may surprise you.
You won't believe her survival bonus.
Click here to find out in 6 easy steps.
Mapmakers hate her.
Alright. So I'll use works for jungle music. Cool. Are you guys about ready to
James, are you with us?
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you not using a webcam?
I knew I had a USB extension cord somewhere, I just found it.
Is
That's
it
right.
allowed?
It can come on mid-session, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah. Does anyone have anything their characters wanted to do or say before you start the session and ultimately begin to leave Port Nyanzaru?
Not personally, no. I got nothing I want to do.
Same.
None. Okay. So I'll run you over to Port Nyanzaru real quick. So you wake up fairly early in the morning. You head over to, you head from Wakanga's house to the Thundering Lizard Tavern, where you meet Azaka. Upon meeting her, it was hard to gauge when you first met her, as she just kind of sat and amongst you all, but she is incredibly tall, standing a little over 6 feet, and very broad-shouldered, and her body is like quite visibly muscled, but also scarred, with like a variety of what look like almost like puncture wounds, as if they've come from blades, just like around her arms and her back, which is mostly uncovered. There's also some vague paler tissue of skin, like around her left cheek, where you can see some visible, almost like claw mark has left a scar there. So you head with her back through the market districts, up to the old city, where you meet Undril Silvertusk. She is heavily armored, wearing her shield, and has a heavy knapsack on with what looks like several days worth of rations. She doesn't have a water catcher with her, but she has it looks like pretty much everything else.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Azaka, Azaka wasn't aware that you had garnished a +1. Has Azaka been paid? I think she has.
Yeah, we have.
Cool. Also, Dan, on your in your journal, you should have a party members tab, and in there you should have
Yeah, I've got her Undril, right?
yeah, Undril Silvertusk.
Yeah, I've just been looking through her and whatnot.
So yeah, you head out of town towards the southwest, and Azaka tells you that for the first day you'll be following the coastline round here. You'll be following the coastline round until you reach the mouth of River Sohanstar. You'll be traveling for 1 day inland, and then use your canoe to take to the river. Pretty much, I think. Most of the way to Mbala. She says we will reach the Aldani Basin and then disembark there, and from there we will head west to Mbala.
Cool.
Cool.
So you head out of the city along the coastline. It is incredibly hot throughout the day. The air is heavy and humid. It causes most of you who aren't used to the hotter climates to just begin to sweat profusely. I don't know what kind of armors people like Durfric or Okrin or
I don't have
Yokowen are wearing.
armor.
No armor?
No.
I am. Wait,
Yeah,
what
I'm
other
we-
armor?
I'm wearing chain armor.
Okay. So yeah, for those of you in heavy armor, it's it begins to become very unpleasant. Roll. Okay.
If it's to a degree where it's having any great impact, I just take it off.
So there are mechanical things for wearing armor.
On and off.
Effectively, if you
Takes that.
it's under dehydration.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me just read that section.
And I'm gonna go grab. Oh goodness, there's so many things. That's the full. Oh god, so many things. Where are you?
Be better prepared, Jack.
It's
Oh, right. So it doesn't matter as long as I'm drinking water, right?
yeah, effectively. If you're not drinking enough water, you'll start to have to make Constitution saving throws, and if you fail them, you'll become exhausted. And that will stack over time. If you're wearing heavy armor, you'll have penalties to those saving throws.
But yeah, or we could just try and drink every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it would be super hard.
not for the most part. So yeah, you as you're traveling along the beaches throughout the day, and quite quickly out of the city, it's just almost like snow white sand, just around the coastline there. As you travel along, most of the beaches are primarily deserted, and there's not a great number of rocks. It's just a sand beach. But I would like everyone to make a perception check.
Okay.
Wait, we can't. Is this so we don't get lost walking along the the fucking coastline?
So we don't wander into the sea.
I hope it's not.
So, wait, who we missed? Sam?
Yeah, sorry, it's been slow.
Sorry. Hang on. So, in fact, all of you spot what looks like a giant boulder about 300-400 feet ahead that's just kind of sticking out of the beach around where the sea is meeting it, so water is just kind of washing and lapping around it. There is like multiple thick ridges that kind of lap together on it.
I say, look at that. That looks weird.
I agree. I say, yeah, that's weird. Let's not go near that.
I could poke it with my staff and then just peg it, but
I could poke it. I could poke it from. How far away can I poke it from? I can poke it from 120 feet away if you want.
so you a bigger poker. That's fine.
I mean, I'm just gonna hurl a spell at it, but
I don't know. Should we poke it or?
should we just leave it alone? How big is it, Jack, sir?
It looks maybe about like 6 feet across.
So what's the description of it again?
It just looks like a large rock that's kind of sticking out of the sand with like this kind of like multi-ridged like segments on it. There is like water that's kind of like washing around it as the tide goes in and out.
I am a dwarf, so can I do an at-distance rock check on that?
I'll say you can make
I think well, rocks are usually like history, but I get double proficiency for rocks.
I'll give you a history check.
You look so yourself.
I don't know how to do that as a roll. So should I just roll history and then +4 to whatever's rolled?
Yeah, roll a history check and then just add your proficiency bonus again, so it'll be whatever you roll +2. So okay, so 14.
It's double for dwarves. Oh yeah, it's double for dwarves.
Yeah.
If it's about rock.
So peering at it closely, it looks like a rock, but you don't think it is a rock. It doesn't look like a piece of earth. It looks natural.
Yeah. Okay.
Apart from those unnatural rocks.
Let's not go fucking near that thing. Probably.
It's like
I ask.
that doesn't look like a real rock.
I ask Azaka, are there some things on the coastline that look like rocks but hide under the sand and then sometimes come up and attack people?
Azaka kind of looks forward. Just turns back to you, goes, it is probably giant turtle.
A dangerous giant turtle.
I say, are they aggressive?
Not if you leave them alone.
Is it giant or is it just closer than it looks?
Well, let's leave it alone then, shall we?
How far away are those?
Okay. Yeah, let's leave that be.
She just kind of shrugs and continues to walk forwards towards it.
I'm normally super
Okay.
bullshit in D&D, but I died in a sewer last time, so I'm just being.
I mean, if she's she is a guide. I'm gonna follow the guide. Like,
Yeah.
if she starts walking towards a bunch of T-Rexes, maybe I'll be like, that's a bit strange. But
We made a poor choice in guide.
if she's walking
Azaka, come back!
if she's walking towards giant turtles, I'd be like, okay, giant turtles are chill, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just following her past it then.
Yeah.
Cool. So she walks within about like 5-10 feet of it as she goes by, and you can see kind of the vestiges of like large-scaled limbs that are just slightly protruding out of the shell, and it looks like the water's just washing into it coolly, and it looks like it's just sunbathing. Like it looks like it's just chilling out on the beach.
It's one happy turtle.
Yeah. And you spend. Are you traveling at normal pace, slow pace, fast pace? You just going at?
I think maybe normal, but I'm happy to go with whatever. But I think normal seems good medium.
Yeah. I don't think we'd be travelling with a special haste or anything, would we?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
people are re-dying, you selfish dwarf.
Gotta run everywhere.
Life is just generally easier if we travel at a slow pace. So, and we're not in a hurry, so let's just do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like someone. Well, I mean, I could say the navigator rolls the d4, if you want, and then. So in this case, it's Azaka, so I can just roll a d4 to determine whether you advance. You do not.
Boo.
But then you don't have to roll the next day traveling at a slow pace, so you always
just go.
advance. Yeah. So one thing that I need to do is I need to keep track of days. So we will be keeping track of exactly how many days have passed.
Is this so we can know when Syndra dies?
We just loot her house and take our stuff anyway.
True, yeah, not
Win,
not
win,
bad.
win.
I mean, we'll have to get back to her house somehow. That might be a bit of a mission.
We'll just kill some people and take their boats.
Lovely.
Kill them all!
And those who try and stop us will also kill.
Boy,
Okay.
my good
So-
character is suffering right now.
So you walk throughout most of the day and maintaining a slow and calm pace throughout it. You don't see much of any life as you travel, aside from the giant turtle and a few crabs and small weird shaped crustaceans like almost like tailless lobsters, but slightly taller, scuttling about on the beach, but they don't have it's not like a crabs with a side to side motion of movement. They're just traveling backwards and forwards. Like life is there's some slightly alien species that just live here.
Can we kill and eat them if we need to?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Maybe we should have killed that giant turtle.
Should we go back?
You outwitted us, did you?
we walk back there. The turtle's like, "Oh, it's these guys again." We're just like,
Stop hitting it with sticks and hammers.
"Fucking die!"
You arrogant bastard.
Okay.
So yeah, the days travel draws to a close, and you make camp on the beach with Azaka and Undril keeping watch. Undril has been keeping herself supplied with good amounts of water throughout the day. What's everyone else been doing to stay hydrated?
Drinking water.
I left with 2 full water skins. Is that enough?
Yeah, actually, I don't know how big a water skin is.
Water skin holds 4 pints.
So that's a gallon, right? Oh no, it's half a gallon.
Yep.
So that's fuck all then.
Yep.
Oh,
Alright,
oh dear. I
is
should
it-
have bought more water.
Is it raining?
It's not rained today, no.
Does it look like it might rain?
There was a heavy storm last night, and there's a lot of humidity in the air, but
Is that how the rain catches work? It actually has to be raining, right? I'm assuming.
yeah.
Damn.
Okay. We're next to the sea, so I just gather up some seawater and start a fire because I know that makes drinkable water.
But it doesn't
and
boil
I-
the salt out, does it?
No, but you collect the condensation and then
Oh,
that gives
right,
you,
yeah.
that gives you drinkable water.
Yeah.
Don't be a know-it-all, Dan. If you don't know, Dan, don't be a know-it-all. What's wrong with you? I say to Oprin, that's clever. And then I say, give me some of that, please, because I don't have to start a fire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we camp early enough and we spend like a good couple of hours doing it, we can get enough to have everyone drink and also refill our water skins?
Interestingly, as a cleric, Undril can swap out spells without too much hassle, and create or destroy water is a cleric spell.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. Can I
I
just
say
swap hers
that-
out whenever?
you can, yeah. Those are
Okay.
just the default spells. The thing comes with, but
In that
Yeah.
case,
And
in that case, I don't bother. I say to Undril, "Can you create and destroy water for us, please?"
Oh, are those just her domain spells that are selected then?
some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
like,
You just create water.
I could destroy some water.
Destroying
how
all
we
the
do
water is
that.
making it.
she just touches the sea and it just evaporates.
It's like, guys, we're going after the wrong apocalypse.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
yeah,
Okay,
pretty much.
I'll add that to her list thing.
As long
So
as
there we go.
as long as she's around, you basically can't run out of water because it's a level 1
Whoops.
spell, and creating and casting it creates 10 gallons of water.
I thought it was a level.
Nice.
I mean, it only benefits us, but I thought it's like a level 3 spell. But,
No,
Is the
create.
water like just?
oh, is it just water that's level 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, create food and water. I think the higher level.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
But yeah, so what you could do is, Dan, do you want to permanently mark Undril down one level 1 spell slot?
Yeah.
And then everyone is just considered, I think,
Hydrated.
hydrated 24/7.
Okay, so she's
That
now got
seems-
3 level 1 spell slots, but that's fine.
That seems like a good chat. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice, easy way of doing
Yeah.
it.
And interestingly, some of the components for that spell are a few grains of sand, and there's plenty of those about.
Oh, wait, since you're on the beat, I fill my pocket, one pocket with sand.
Pockets?
I have a pocket, and I'd like to fill it with sand.
Pockets is?
Nice.
He's gonna throw it at something.
Pocket sand.
I use sand attack.
I just grab 2 fists and spin around in a circle and then let go. And the resulting whirlwind destroys my foes while blinding them. So yeah, no,
Hi,
that-
Natasha.
Huh.
Don't say you to my girlfriend for me.
What?
What?
So yeah, that concludes pretty much the first day's travel. As you're traveling, is anyone making any conversation with Azaka or Undril at all?
No.
It's really awkward.
I'm not super interested in talking to them. I might ask her about her. I might ask her how she got her scars. If I can do that. Doesn't mind talking about
Do you want to know how I got these scars?
it.
Undril will tell you they were rites of passage and in the defense of my people. Each scar has a different story.
Go on.
I'm sure you could tell many stories then for a long time.
Too many, mostly sad.
Oh.
I'm like, what?
Downer, Jesus.
This is a fucking downer. Go. Okay, awkward silence it is then. Good.
Stares wistfully into the sunset.
You don't know my story.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to the guide a bit, just about how she knows how to be a guide, so I can kind of discover a little bit if I need to.
Okay, yeah. So Azaka would tell you, live in the wilds, learn the ways, get a sense for it after enough years wandering.
Huh.
There's no shortcuts.
There was no school for it, unfortunately.
Hey, you should do that. You should start a school. You could call it Azaka's Guide School.
Maybe once we have concluded our business at Firefinger.
Good chat.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Yeah,
Fine.
what's going on with that fire finger thing?
Hmm. It was once used as an outpost for my people. We were attacked by the Terra folk. They drove us out, killed many. I left behind something there. It is personal. Something personal to me.
So the Terra folk, what are they? Are they like pterodactyl? You know.
They're basically dinosaur people.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I thought I knew the answer. I thought I would just double check then.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like if Tabaxi are cat folk and lizard folk are lizard people, then Terra folk are just dinosaur people, and they come in all shapes and sizes.
Dino people. Okay.
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus man.
Where dinos?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's
She doesn't seem one to share.
Joke.
Hmm?
I also make a dinosaur-based joke in character, which is much funnier than all the rest of you.
Do you want to make a
Should we-
performance check?
should we roll? Should we roll to see whose joke was the funniest?
Just tell me what to press.
Make a performance check. I think that's performance skill.
All right.
Oh, my joke was not good.
Yeah.
Get wrecked, kid. I'm fucking hilarious.
I imagine you end up saying something about dinosaur people, and it's funny to you, but to everyone else, it's just really racist.
It's like real life.
Like all those dinosaur people, they'll steal your shoes.
Oh god. Fuck.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Your boy was hilarious. Azaka actually laughs.
Yeah.
Thigh slapper.
Yeah. Azaka, with her normally serious demeanor, cracks like a sly smile at just this barrage of dinosaur puns that take us through the evening.
The dino
Gosh.
puns.
Two of which are funny, one of which is offensive and horrible.
Yeah. You were. You're just Undril is just kind of staring off into the middle distance over the sea, and has this look of contemplation of
I've made a
who have I brought with me? What have I done? No, she's looking at herself as if she's saying, "I can't believe you've done this," to herself.
I just say these puns are dynamite.
You repeat
It was like,
Oh, okay. I think that's the
Alright.
toilet. It's alright.
my feet are dinosaur.
Oh,
I think like
let's not. Are we gonna start this?
The offended Scales, who is kind of a lizard person, is really
Oh.
angry at us.
We just turn around and Azaka is desperately trying to slit her own throat with a blunt rock.
That's how she got all those scars.
yeah.
Dinosaur-based puns just make her want to kill herself. Oh, okay.
So you find rest for the evening, sleeping well. At some point after the day's travel, Azaka disappears from camp for about an hour, and she comes back with what is effectively like a large wicker mat that she's carrying, like a large tray, and it just appears to has like about a dozen of like crabs and other kind of strange crustaceans on it. There's a couple of like small turtles on there, and she just begins to like kill them one by one with a small blade and begin to start cooking them.
You could have done this somewhere else.
Hitting a- I was
She's
hoping
just-
you'd say
what?
hammer, but
she's just killing them and then just putting them back wherever she found them.
back in the sea.
They know why.
She's making food. You got it.
Cool.
So yeah, you sleep, find rest. you awake to travel the following day. 20. Ooh. So you travel most throughout the morning and the afternoon, and you see small amounts of wildlife now. As the further away you get from the city, there is a creeping jungle and greenery to your left as you walk south further inland. It's trailing the coast along the way. There are like a variety of what look like seagulls, but have these incredibly like bright multicolored plumages with mixtures of like oranges and blues and purples. There's the same variety of shellfish you saw on the beach. There's no more large animals like the giant turtle, but as you pass just past the afternoon sun into the vestiges of evening, and the sky around you is beginning to take on like a slightly pale orange reddish hue. You will see what looks on the horizon, a boat that's been drawn in at the beach and then pulled up onto it about 50 feet. Way off in the distance, maybe like 500-600 feet.
I ask our guide, is this anywhere near where we're supposed to be?
So Azaka turns to look at you and says, a ship docking here would be most strange. Pirates, maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking pirates. And I bet not the friendly sort either.
The only people who would dock here would be people who did not want to dock at Port Nyanzaru.
Those old classic friendly pirates.
But I was thinking like a Muppets Treasure Island.
Fun.
Okay, I say to Azaka, what do you recommend we do? Should we try and skirt around them, or would that maybe be more dangerous than just trying to...
And also,
or maybe
is there like a bounty on their heads? Could we
kill them? I mean,
So-
what?
So she peers closer at the ship and her eyes narrow for a second. So I make a roll. Cool. She turns back and it appears dark. I can't see anyone aboard. The ship is very large, I think. Far larger than a normal sailing ship.
How many men could it hold? All in?
A ship like that, maybe 100 so easily.
Oh dear.
Whoa!
Let's fuck them up. Let's go. Let's go.
She looks at it again and says, "It bears no colors," which is strange. Normally, the pirates that operate around the Bay of Chult would be showing friendly colors in order to deceive those who would otherwise attempt to flee, but this ship bears none.
I say to the party, maybe I could try and sneak closer to it and have a look, and then sneak back and tell you what I see. But also, I'm well up for just completely fucking this off and ignoring it.
I don't mind, yeah. Maybe we'll find some friendly people who will give us like a couple of rations for free.
Maybe they are the fun pirates.
Maybe they are the friendly pirate.
I knew they existed.
We just walk up and Kermit pops his head out like. Oh, okay. All right. I say to Azaka, do you think we'd be able to skirt around the ship without too much difficulty, like heading inland a little bit?
I think it would be possible. It may be better to wait for cover of night.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. I suggest we go inland and wait for an hour or two.
Yeah, we don't need to go super far inland. Whoa, just
No.
like slightly out of their
We'll
Slightly,
find cover in the jungle.
Yeah, exactly. Not too much cover though. I don't want to get fucking lost.
Are we going to investigate later when it's dark?
I thought we were just gonna sneak past them, right? We don't care.
Hmm.
We're just bad pirates.
Hmm.
I don't mind. I'm happy to leave it down to a vote, actually,
What if we're gonna just attack pirates?
as opposed to the normal dictator. We will go around.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
So you're gonna go into the jungle and hide for a little bit.
I think we're definitely doing that regardless of whether we're investigating, aren't we? So,
True.
yeah.
Okay. So you, Azaka leads you into a patch of various colorful trees. There's one that you reach, and it looks like there's about a dozen birds that are hanging upside down in it, almost like they're bats. But they look a little bit like the multicolored gulls that were flying around during the day.
Mm.
And they just appear to be sleeping.
Like fucking mini pterodactyls or some shit.
And she, well, they're feathered, but their wings are quite leathery. That's what you notice. But she appears to kind of just regard them the way someone would just regard a pigeon. It's just there.
Cool.
So you hide in like a thick layer of canopy for a while, until it gets dark, which is about a couple of hours. Could I get everyone to make a stealth check, please? Dan, can you make a stealth check for Undril? I
Sure.
think does chain.
How do I do one for her?
I was just about to check chain shirt because it's relevant for me as well.
If it's not listed on a skill on her sheet, it'll just be a simple dexterity check.
Okay, do I just flip deck? Yeah.
Chain shirt does not impose disadvantage on stealth check.
Okay, that's fine. So, cool.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I am bad.
Okay. So,
Not the worst though, so.
No.
let me just make Azaka's.
All it takes is one. I'm just like walking through the jungle, like clattering pots and pans together.
Shaking the trees with all the birds on.
Just walking through the jungle, like. Ree!
So, you rest for like about an hour or two, and there's like aside from the motion of the waves kind of coming in over the sand and pulling away, there's not a great deal of noise at all. And some of you start to get restless, I think, throughout the wait. Azaka seems very patient, and like you notice that she kind of begins to like crouch down, almost as if like she was like on four legs. And like she just gets this very like intense animalistic quality as she's just appears to be her eyes glaze over and she just appears to be listening very intently. After about an hour and a half, you notice that her head suddenly darts round and looks deeper into the forest, and within a few seconds you hear what sounds like a heavy
Right.
and then about 2 seconds later you hear another one.
I whisper really quietly in Azaka's ears, like, do you know what that is? Maybe we should run.
She whispers back saying, sounds like some giant beast.
Those aren't generally very good.
Not usually, no. And as you hear another thump sound, and off way into the forest, maybe 100 feet or so, you start to hear the heavy cracking of wood as it just sounds like a tree is being felled by force alone. At this point, you will notice, glancing around in that direction suddenly, a creature that appears to be bowed low to the canopy, pale white blue eyes, and a stark white coat. As you see a wolf-like muzzle peering through the gloom.
How far away?
About 20 feet.
So this isn't the thing that's making loads of noise, is it?
No. And
This
you
is
hear
something that's sneaking ahead of it, or
yeah, and you hear the thoom sound going past.
Has the wolf noticed us or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We're just like
should we run or hit it with stick?
just like
Yeah.
a
Or
sup, dog.
what are you doing in that split second?
Sup, dog. I mean, I'm looking to Azaka for direction. This is like 100% new to us. So
Azaka looks confused.
question mark.
Like her initial response is like real confusion.
Should we get into
Does
some
it?
battle formation just in case?
If she's just standing still, then I'll stay still as well.
Okay. You
Does she look like? So does the wolf look aggressive, or is it just?
make an insight check.
Can I do that as well?
You can. Well, you're looking at Azaka.
Okay, so I can't.
The wolf. I'd say Durfrey. The wolf looks intent, and it looks very focused. It doesn't appear to be immediately aggressive.
But the hunger in its eyes is apparent.
It like holds there for about like 2 seconds, and then sensing that you've all seen it, it darts back, and appears to be running through the canopy towards the thumbing sound.
I asked that guide, what should we do? Should we run?
Zach's like, I have no idea. Running might be a good idea, yes.
Solid.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay then. Lead the way, guide.
So, you'll hear like the thumbing sound stops after about 3 or 4 seconds.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll get that fast.
And there's like a brief pause, and then you begin to hear like the splintering of wood and the sound of what you can recognize now is it sounds like heavy footfalls making their way towards you throughout through the jungle.
Well, we run then. Okay, we start running now. We run.
Okay, are you all running? Is
Those who
anyone
can't-
staying behind?
Yeah.
I'd like to watch what's coming. No, we fucking run.
James, you
I'm
staying or running?
Oh no, running.
I'm assuming Azaka's already started running.
Yeah, so Azaka.
Poisoned one of us to stay as bait.
So Azaka, at this point, and Undril too, following her, pretty much sprint directly into the forest. Like, if you're going along the ocean, they're just going like parallel, like directly away from the ocean, just further into the forest.
I'm just following those two.
Isn't that like towards the?
Well, no,
sound
it's like that sound is like off a bit to the south, and they're just like running, not because the thing is running directly away from it would take you pretty much towards the beach.
Yeah. Well, okay, whatever. I
And
follow them.
Azaka has decided not to run towards like the big beach with no cover.
Yeah. Okay.
So you all
Okay.
I follow them then.
yeah, I'd like you to all make athletics checks, please.
Oh, I can do that.
And make one for Undril too, please, Dan.
Athletics.
Okay, dog.
Yep.
These are some
Huh.
good.
Well, she does all right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make a check for someone else.
Oh,
Oh dear.
What's their athletics? Oh, that's a different number to what I expected.
Someone
I
going
don't,
to
I don't like expression on his face.
So,
I'm just like, leave me, guys. It's okay.
so
Fucking waste of time.
Use your angel wings.
So all of you are sprinting through the forest, and you watch as Oscar with like increased martial prowess, Undril with several years military training, and Azaka pretty much all just storm forwards and are treating it as if they're just running down like an empty street. They're just charging straight through the canopy, barreling through like bushes, knocking down branches as they go. Yukawin and Scales, you are like a little bit behind them as you run, and you're using like the wake of their devastation as they go by to effectively get further ahead.
Don't like being left last.
It's me, dude.
Ogren, you take like so Frick, your like your little dwarf legs aren't quite so good at keeping up, and you hear a thud. Yeah, you hear a thudding sound behind you, and you just see Ogren just like face first down on the ground.
Oh, crap.
And there's like a brief moment. There's a brief moment where you look forwards and see the party disappearing into the canopy. Look back, see Okring collapsed on the ground, and then you watch as behind him, one of the trees is just pushed to the side by what looks like a giant blue-skinned hand that just almost casually just pushes it over, and you see the gigantic form of a blue-skinned humanoid standing about 20 to 25 feet tall.
Oh, Drews.
It is male. It has like this heavy kind of pale grey beard that just runs all the way to its waist, and it's like just it appears to just be eyeing Okrin, and then it looks up and sees you. Okrin, you turn around on the ground, and you are just stood like face to face with what is effectively a frost giant stood over you now.
Oh dear.
I just get up and run.
I rage and go back and try and help him some way, like help him up and run faster. So I rage and then dash and everything.
Okay. So as you attempt to run, the frost giant is going to try and pick you up. So I would like, with both of its hands, I'd like you to both make athletics or acrobatics checks with disadvantage because it's.
I get advantage because I'm raging.
So you're making a normal roll, and it's making an athletics check with
Boom.
advantage. So
I think it wins because it's a size bigger.
Oh,
Than
what?
It wins,
What
yeah.
off?
Yeah. So Oscar, as you're
You just got very
Okrin,
good.
as you're pulling yourself up from the ground, you like this giant wheelbarrow hand just scoops you up and lifts you about 10 feet off the ground. Durfric, as you're running up, like axe in hand, another one just reaches forward and just like with fingers around your waist grabs you and just picks you up. And it's just looking at you both now with like this air of intense curiosity, and
Not anger.
you hear a rumbling voice coming out of its mouth. And do either of you speak giant?
as soon
Well,
as
I
I
am a
as,
dwarf.
as soon as I don't understand what it's saying, I'd like to cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
Oh wait. I don't know. I don't think I can.
Why not?
It depends if I'm restrained or not.
No, I don't think grappling is restrained necessarily.
Okay, I cast comprehend languages then. As soon as
Okay. So it gets out maybe like it speaks for about 5-6 seconds, and then the spell kicks in, and then midway through a sentence, you hear him saying, "What are you doing in these parts?"
I respond in my best giant that I. Oh wait, oh no, it doesn't let me. Oh fuck! I don't think it lets me.
Wait, does it let
Mime!
you speak?
Mime!
I don't think it lets me speak back to him, does it?
I don't think so.
I can just understand what he's saying. So, in that case, in my finest common, I say, "Oh, mighty frost giant, we are sorry to have intruded on your lands. We simply seek to pass through and not disturb you and your great wisdom and peace and eminence. I apologize for disturbing you. Please let us go, and you will never be troubled by us again. I promise. Oh, great one."
He,
That's not gonna help.
its eyes narrow as it looks at you, and you hear it saying in common now. So Durfric, you can hear it as well, saying,
Neato.
"What have you believed that I am? These lands, these are not my native plains. We have come far to be here."
Oh, I see. Was that your boat on the beach there?
Yes. We brought the Havalspid here. It took many months of travel. We arrived.
Oh, okay. Well, we simply seek safe passage. We do not mean to disturb you. Oh mighty warriors of the, and what's that word he used for his boat?
The Havalspid.
Yeah, I say, oh mighty
Havalspid.
warriors of the Havalspid, we simply seek to pass through and continue on our journey safely and without disturbing you. I try and be as respectful as I can to a giant blue thing.
He looks at you for a long second and then replies, "We seek one of humankind. Goes by the name of Artus Simba. He is a man of tall height for their species, with dark brown hair. He has stolen something from us, and we have come here to retrieve it. Have you seen it?"
I say, I am not a native to these lands, and I have very little knowledge. I simply know that there is a large port city to the east.
Yeah, it's like northeast.
Yeah. By the name of Nyanzaru. Perhaps you will have better luck inquiring there as to the location of the man you seek. I can understand your frustration. I also have an immense amount of disdain for thieves. It is a terrible practice, thievery.
We will go to this city, Nyanzaru. If you see this man, Artus Simba, please seek
Kill
us
him.
out and tell us.
Yep.
Or
That's what
bring him to us, and we will reward you greatly.
Oh, you are very kind, and I will do as you ask. And should I find this man, I will surely seek to notify you to the best of my ability.
Good. Now carry on with whatever journey you came here for. And he just drops you both. I want you to both make acrobatics checks.
My leg! Oh fucking! Hey,
So,
I'm
yeah,
on a.
he-
You're like...
So with his wheelbarrow hand, he kind of just like turns it over. You go sprawling and land on your side, and you take you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Fucking hell! How high did he drop us from? Jesus!
You were 10 feet. You were 10
Threw
feet
against a
up.
tree.
10 feet up. Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Oh, that was a high roll.
which is like waist height for it. So
Yeah, I'm wounded.
Yeah, as Durfric, you were just kind of, you were like standing up, and then you just got picked up like that, like a crane game. You get dropped and just land on your feet naturally.
I
Cool.
like how he was like,
Dwarves up.
I'll go in peace, then he almost kills you.
Yeah. I just like as I
mess
as
on
I-
the floor.
as I hit the ground and my ribs crack and whatever things break, I'm just like, ah! My God!
Okay.
First I can't run, now I can't land on my own 2 feet. God damn!
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing that clearly taken quite a hit from the fall.
The rest of you are still
help 'em
running,
up.
by the way.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
They didn't
Shall we
say.
shout for them?
Azaka just keeps going. So like while this conversation is happening, we pan to you guys, and you just see Azaka leading you all at a dead run
Would any of them
through the
one of them-
forest.
would any of you notice that we're not there?
Would we have noticed that?
I'd like you guys to make perception checks. Scales, Oscar, and Yoka.
Okay.
Azaka doesn't care if we're not there. She just wouldn't stop.
So Scales is very much concerned with his own well-being and just keeps going.
Classic Scales.
Oscar, you
That
are
sounds
in
right.
this like Zen meditative state of running where like the rest of the world just fades away.
Running like this.
Yeah, it's like when they go fast and light in Star Wars, like everything just fades to stars, which just zoom by. Yokawan, like with a little bit more like self-conscious, you run for about a minute or two, and then look behind and realize that everyone else is running without Durfric and Okrin.
Okay, I immediately ask Azaka, wait, stop. We're missing 2 people.
So Azaka, like mid-sprint,
Can I
just like
see them,
catches
or
herself
do I
on a tree to arrest
do I
them.
just not see them?
You just don't see them.
Okay. How far have we been running?
You've been running for a couple of minutes, so you're probably like quite a few hundred feet away, like
Okay.
way out of visual range.
So we should head back and look for them.
Azaka kind of storms back to you and says, "It seems likely they may have been caught."
Sorry.
She says, "It seems likely they may have been caught."
They also might not have done Azaka. We can go back and check. We are paying you after all.
Do we all wish to go and check? And Undril at this point is just kind of like leant up against a tree, like panting heavily with like sweat just pouring off her, with like her chain shirt dangling. And she kind of like waves at you like, "I'll catch up." And she just starts to like slowly like walk back with Azaka like striding forwards towards the beach.
Nice.
Okay. Because
Cool.
we don't know how safe they are. I'm gonna try and be as quiet as possible without being noticed as we walk.
Okay. Okay. I'd like anyone who's going with the initial group with Azaka to make stealth checks as you return.
Okay.
As the giant drops the two of you and Okrin, you kind of come clattering to the ground. You look around and realize the two of you are alone. What would you like to do?
I'm just like, I turn to the person I'm with.
Sup?
I'm really bad
What's
at
my
names.
name? I can't remember. Yeah,
Durfric.
Durfric.
I turn to Durfric and say, finally we're alone. No, I'm joking. I say, I'm certain they'll return for us, and we can let them know that it was simply a gigantic frost giant.
A bigger one. Okay.
A big
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys just sitting there then?
Shall we hobble? Well, we can move if you want to, or do you want to stay put, recovering from your tumble?
I don't think my wounds are not fatal.
It's but a scratch.
Let's.
Oh, that was a misclick. I just,
Oh, thank God.
I just wanted to make more athletic. As a rock hurls, no.
Let's look at another cracking of
Comes flying through the air.
Okay, cool. All right, so we just we'll just wait, right?
Yeah, let's just wait.
Okay.
Yeah, as you
Have
guys
a little sit down.
as you guys waiting around for a little bit, are you just having this conversation, sitting down and not doing anything else?
I'm resting. I'm wounded.
Okay.
I'm no longer raging.
Yeah.
You're just still. Yes, you're just standing there like. Let's wait for them.
Are you doing anything else while Okrin is sitting there and the rest, and you're waiting for the remainder?
Twiddling my thumbs and playing with the beard. Is all.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it takes about a few minutes, and you watch as the initial group of Azaka, Yoka, and Oscar come back. Scales, are you hanging back with Undril, or are you?
I'll sneak back.
Okay. So those three return, and then about 5 minutes passes, and you watch as like a panting Undril and just like Scales walking behind her. Comes out of the growth and thicket.
Okay.
We were just clearing the way for you ahead. It's fine for at least a few minutes. You're welcome.
Well, we probably
Anything
should go
here?
back.
Azaka looks at you all and says, "What was that?"
I say, it was a frost giant. They have come to these lands on that large boat we saw, seeking a man by the name of.
And we fought him off.
whatever that guy's name was. What was his name? Simba.
Artus Simba
Arthur Simba.
Simba.
Arthur Simba.
with a C.
And I say, I have pointed them in the direction of Nyanzaru to seek further guidance on the location of the individual. They seem to mean us no harm, and I suspect we will be able to pass by with relative ease.
Why are you so badly damaged then?
You see,
We were fighting it off.
Initially, I cut down the beast and gave mercy. I simply stated, yes, I understand you are a pitiful creature that is 25, 30 feet tall, and, well, I will show you mercy on this occasion, but never show your face to me again. Or I will end you.
Mighty hero,
No.
do not understand you, weakling.
I say, he dropped me. He dropped me.
As you're saying that, I want to test something very quickly. Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't. I don't say that. I say, he picked me up, and I'm not ashamed to say I was a bit scared. And then he dropped me, and it really hurt. It hurt my pride more than it physically hurt me.
And
And
it physically hurts
and
a lot.
it physically hurt a fair bit, so you can't imagine how I'm feeling right now. Okay, can we just go?
At least it's
Yeah.
a giant ship.
So throughout this story, Azaka kind of has like one eyebrow raised with her hands on her hips, and at the end of it, she's just like, "Frost giants in chart? That is not something I have heard of before."
Was the it's very relevant. I say, was the frost Jack? Was the frost giant naked? Was he naked?
No, it had like rough, like ragged furs that covered like sporadically parts of its body, and fortunately enough.
God, that's a shame. Okay. Yeah. No, so it wasn't wearing like massive fur coats like it was in the middle of winter. It was obviously like they've come here on purpose, I say, basically. So they're here for a reason.
Bit like Raquel Welsh.
What? Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so are you guys going to carry on traveling through jungle or along the beach?
Let's go back to the beach again. I think
Yeah.
if they do try and stop us again, I can kind of say, whoa, I helped you guys out. I pointed you in the direction of Nyanzaru. Go there.
I don't think it's gonna cause any problems for us. So
Yeah.
at least
I'll-
now we know the boat's
I'll,
safe.
I'll lead the party a little bit as well, kind of at the front, just in case, because I've dealt with these people before. Like
Okay.
if another one runs out of nowhere and tries to pick me up, I don't resist. I'm just like, take me
Take
now.
me.
Take me now, giant blue god.
Just don't drop me again, please.
Yeah, that will kill me.
Oh,
So-
Undril's here, right?
Yeah, she kind of arrives panting with scales in tow.
Okay. She's got Cure Wounds prepared, so I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on. Can I use her spell slots like that? Yeah.
I'll say yeah, she wouldn't be averse to using a Cure
Yeah.
Wounds spell on
I give her the puppy dog eyes. I'm like, "Ugh, I'm so wounded. Help me."
Okay, so first level.
Yep.
You can be my hero, baby. Cool.
so
Oh, wait.
you,
Romance blossoming.
right. So you head back to the beach.
Mhm.
And let's just check something. Okay. So you head back to the beach, and it's getting late into the day at this point. The sun is set. You continue on for an hour or two. As you return, actually, you walk past the boat, and you can see one like large frost giant back up on it now, who appears to be moving things around up on the deck. And as you approach, you realize it's not like a big ship that holds 100 people. It's like a small ship that holds 3 frost giants.
Naturally.
Reasonable.
And pretty much everything on it is like scaled up in comparison to them. So like the hull, also there is a door set on the ship to go below quarters, and the door is probably about 30 feet tall.
I just turn around and whisper to the nearest person, like, "Hey, you remember when we thought that was pirates?" God damn.
We thought they were thick pirates.
100 pirates. No, just 3 frost giants.
What's worse? We should probably find out one of their names so we have like a free pass for next time. Like, no, I've already met David and he let us past.
David the frost giant. I should
It's
have.
like Barry.
I should have asked him, but I'm a bit too scared to sort of say. Hello.
Too busy referring to her as Great One, so
Yeah.
Freddy
Alright.
the Frost
being
Giant.
respectful.
We've already talked about this. I was scared. Okay.
I was just angry.
When everyone else has gone to bed, Okrin goes and changes his underwear.
About time too.
So yeah, you come to the end of your journey and you take rest for the day. The evening passes uneventfully, and you wake up on the 4th day of your arrival in Chult. And just so you know, I have been making navigator checks for Azaka, and she has yet to fail navigation along the beach. It's
Oh, we're at a slow pace, and she's
To
pretty
be-
good at it. I'd imagine it can't be that hard.
yeah. Actually, yeah, that's the point. With her bonus and the DC of the beach and slow travel. She can't fail.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's like 11.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Don't really know.
So day 1 and day 2, you advance 1 hex cumulatively because you were going slowly. Third day of travel, I'll roll a d4 to see whether you advance. You will advance another hex for this day's travel, and you will.
Hey, nice.
So you continue traveling throughout the day. Roll. It is the... I need to see what happens now.
Yes.
It's like, roll on this table. Oh, you rolled on that table? Roll on this table now.
Hope you like tables.
Hope you like many tables. Okay, so you travel throughout the day, and you're traveling slowly. So what's everyone's passive perception?
I think mine's like 9. Oh no, it's 11.
You'll have a +5 bonus to your passive perception because of the slow travel.
Okay, so 16.
17 then?
Wait,
Mine's
what's
14 base, so is that +5?
Yep, for traveling slowly.
19 then.
19 then, yeah.
Mine's 18.
18. So as you're traveling along, Azaka out in front and Undril behind, Scales and Okrin, you both notice what looks like kind of a mound in the sand off the side of the beach you're walking. Like it looks like something's buried there.
How big a mound?
Maybe about 2 feet.
Is that 2 feet across or 2 feet tall?
2 feet up. You can't
Okay.
see it. And it appears to be like long, like an elongated mound on the ground, and you can't quite see where like it doesn't appear to be moving, so you can't quite see what it is.
I'll point it out,
Okay.
let
So-
everyone know.
Yeah. So Scale points to this like weird protrusion in the sand, like a lot, like it's kind of up the beach, like a little bit, like almost near the forest. But you're walking kind of like, I assume, more waterside, with Azaka leading.
I ask Azaka, does she know what that is?
And Azaka kind of stops and goes, "It is a mound. Do you wish?
Yeah, good.
Do you wish to look at it further?
Shall I roll a perception check?
You can if you like." Looks like a mound. It's a weird shape. It doesn't look like a natural creature, and you haven't seen it move since you spotted it.
But it was moving before? Or
No,
has been
it's
by the
not.
look of it?
It's not moved at all.
How far away is it from us?
About 60, 70 feet.
Yeah, I'll just go over to it.
Okay, so
How about- can you give it a
Before
poke?
we get to it, can I throw a rock at it?
Or give it a poke by magic?
do you have a stash of rocks on you?
No, I want. How far are we from the nearest thing to throw?
From the nearest rock.
There aren't a great deal of rocks around because it's like a pure sand beach.
No shells or anything.
There are no shit. I'll make an investigation check.
Okay.
8. You dig around in the sand for it, and you find like pebbles, maybe like half by half an inch.
No throwing.
Yeah. You get up to the Mount Okrin. You gonna investigate it or anything?
Yeah, I'll I've got a staff. I just poke around in it with the end of my staff.
Okay, so you tap the staff against it, and it kind of makes like a wooden thudding noise.
I follow Walker up as backup just in case.
Same
Cool.
thing.
Yeah, same.
If I see everyone coming over, I'll wait a bit.
Then I say we shouldn't touch it in case it's a mimic or something.
Azaka at this point just like puts her hand like against her face and is like, "There are no mimics in the jungle."
Well, I was a really bad fake guide, Azaka, so I didn't know that.
I say that's exactly what a mimic would say.
As the Azaka mimic bursts out. Oh god, it's like the Thing. Where they just turn into the monster. Oh god.
Okay, well, I'm not the best at this, but I get down and I try and sort of like move away some of the sand, see what's underneath.
Okay, so brushing it away, it appears to be like a series of interconnected wood panels that form like a rough dome that then extend.
Like a barrel.
Yeah, but it's much longer than that.
How long would it take us to uncover the whole structure?
About a minute, probably.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I help him.
Cool. So it
Yeah,
takes you
help
about
have a dig.
a minute, and you quite quickly realize as you're doing this, it appears to be like someone has like upturned and buried a canoe in the sand.
Fuck.
Yeah,
We're apparently still carrying a canoe somehow.
all right. Wait, what's your name?
Now
Frick?
we have two canoes.
I mean, we don't need this one. We might as well just leave it here. Is there anything else with it?
Is there anything in it, or
Do you want to flip it over, or?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's
Can I flip it
Yeah.
over with my staff in case anything pops out and I can just jab it?
yeah, I flip it with using my axe.
So I think off the top of my head, it doesn't have a weight for a canoe. I don't think. Actually, I'm not sure how much they weigh. I think they weigh about like 40 pounds.
If it's a wooden dugout canoe, it's probably fairly heavy.
Yeah.
With
I mean,
all of us, I doubt it would be.
Should I do
Yeah.
a strength check or something?
Make a. Actually, with all of you, are all of you just upturning it together?
Yeah,
With weapons.
if that's what it takes, yeah, I've got a staff and whatever. We'll just flip it
Cool.
over.
Yeah. So between you, flip it over. As you flip it over, it kind of crashes back onto the sand to reveal the remains of a couple of skeletons.
Oh no.
Cool.
Oh, we've just ruined his, like mausoleum.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I go down on my knees and I pull out a holy symbol and I clutch it in my hand like that and I just say a few words. It's like a silent prayer.
Okay.
I'm gonna check if the skeletons had anything cool.
Are you doing this while Okran is praying?
Yeah.
It's like going to a cemetery and you see someone standing by a grave and then you just walk up with a shovel and start digging.
Cool, a watch.
Make an investigation check. How does Okran respond to this?
Well,
It's like
Does Okran respond to this in a way that impedes the investigation?
no, it's like disturbing someone in the library.
Okay.
They're
So
like,
just
I shoot a couple of glares at him, but I'd mostly just crack on with the prayer.
yeah.
Can I ask Okran, would you mind if I investigated it after you've finished doing your thing?
So
It doesn't take long. It's like a few seconds, just a quick couple of words under my breath.
Sure, come on over.
So you begin to root around, and like, what was about to be like a touching moment, of like maybe some kind of religious or meaningful significance, just quickly becomes like, like people fucking What,
I mean,
what is it at the
Oscar-
fair?
Grave robbing.
Oscar does wait until I finish though. Like it's not.
Does Oscar
Desecrating
wait?
a grave.
Does Oscar wait till Ocrin finishes?
Yeah, I show like at least a modicum of respect,
Okay.
but only
Um,
the amount.
okay. But it's
Still.
like it's like at the fair you have like those balls of like fucking all those pits of like some kind of weird styrofoam and there's prizes in there and people just kind of reach in and start grabbing the first thing out they can. I'll say like so between scales you like start pulling away bones and most of them appear to be like old and funnily enough not like sun bleached at all, like they've just been kept under there.
Okay.
There don't appear to be any like weapons or any valuables. Oscar, you start searching like slightly further up because it's like a long canoe. It's like about I think it's about 8 feet long. So you start kind of rummaging around at the other end, and at the other end you come across what looks like 2 large ceramic pots, about like coated in wax or sealed with wax.
Well, what do you know? That was as a character made an excellent pun. You're all welcome.
Carry on.
Jack's just like head in hand, like oh my god. It was.
Well,
was
this is a role. He can't help himself.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I loved it.
Who magic here? Can I ask Okrin to do an check or something in these pots?
Yeah, I'm not great, but I am proficient, so I could do it. Or
It
if only if it applies. I don't suppose.
Well,
I don't suppose I
well,
can
that
roll
won't
dice.
let you know if they're magical. You could check for runes on it and on the pots and try and identify them.
Yeah, sure. Is that? I don't suppose that would be Arcana though.
Actually no, you're given the pots by Oscar and you start pouring over them, and on one of the pots you can see a very familiar symbol which would earmark it as insect repellent ointment.
Oh, okay. So it's pots of insect repellent. So we've got some of this stuff already.
The other one has a very different marker on it, which you don't recognize.
Can we ask our guide if she recognizes?
Good try.
So, Azaka. So this one's slightly different in the sense that it's a large kind of grey, slightly see-through glass jar with a heavy like leather top binding on top that's held there with ropes that are, and then on the front of those rope bindings is affixed a seal. Azaka wanders up and she goes, I think this would be jungle ointment. Healing properties, very good. Looks like a full jar.
Jungle ointment.
They could have used that.
Can I
Chump.
investigate the remains and see if there's anything that would indicate what killed them?
You can make a, I think that'd be a medicine check.
A what, sorry?
A medicine check
Ah.
to see what killed them, probably.
Oh.
Unless you have anything else that you think would be relevant.
No, I was either that or investigation, but this seems fine. Or nature if they were bitten or something.
Yeah. It appeared like investigating them, you find cracks in the bones, in some in a number of places, and you can see where around one of the eye sockets to one of the skull just appears to be shattered inwards. Then looking around at this now upturned canoe, you can see that it appears to have numerous cracks in it and holes, and it looks almost like the canoe was like pulled over themselves as a makeshift shield to try and protect them from something, but they died from their wounds underneath it.
It's grim.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Scales, can you check for traps in the area?
Can we or can me?
Can you?
Yeah, I can do that.
You can make a perception or investigation check for that.
Ooh.
Okrin, you can mark down.
Shit.
You can. There are no traps in the area. You can mark down another 20 uses
On the
of insect
beach.
repellent, and I hope. So for each day of travel, I assume everyone is using their insect repellent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So how many days have we done so far?
You are on your. This is the 3rd day you've been traveling since leaving Nyanzaru.
Okay.
So you've marked down 3. But this jar has another 20 fresh uses in it, and I will show you what the healing potion or healing medicine does. It's got 5 uses in it. That's why I rolled. Of Keotom's ointment.
Oh, it's not big at all. It's like really small.
Mhm.
Whoa, shit. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's cool, isn't it?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Holy fuck. So who should carry that then?
I don't know who.
I'll carry it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
What's it called? I just shut it.
Kyotom's equipment.
Yeah,
How many charges did you say it's got, Jack?
it's got 5. It's got the full
Oh.
amount. It's a full
we
jar.
we fucking max rolled it. Nice one, boys.
So yeah. And then
Wow, that's really...
moving on from there, is anyone doing anything?
No, I think we just leave
They're
them
making this one.
to rest.
Okay. So you travel, make your way for the 3rd day, advancing another hex. Azaka is fine on the old travel, and she tells you that soon you'll be at the stage where you'll be progressing along in your canoes. At this point, as you're reaching this area, I would like, as night falls upon you and you take rest, you find food. Azaka seems to be very at home for foraging for people, and she's able to provide enough bounties. Undril is quite stoically just consuming her rations and not really touching a lot of the food she's offered, as probably more a matter of pride, as something more of a soldier or a military person. As you are all beginning to take rest for the evening, I would like Oscar, can you make a perception check? Okay. Okay, so you all find rest for the evening. You wait for the next day. Are you still traveling slowly?
Are we not in a position to embark on the canoes now?
You'll have to travel one more hex inland before you can get on your canoes.
Yeah, I guess we're in no real rush, so we might as well. Well, actually, fuck it. Should we go fast just for one day, just see what's happening?
Yeah, just to make sure we get to
Mix
some
it up.
guaranteed movement.
Mix up a little bit. Let's fast.
Okay, so you spend your day traveling quickly.
Azaka instantly fails. We are lost.
So traveling quickly, you will advance the extra hex if you get to the end of the day.
If we get to the end of the day.
I mean, that's always, something to think about.
If you can survive.
Where are you? Sorry, there you are.
Mhm.
Interesting. Cool. All right. So as you travel quickly throughout the day, it is Okrin. With your armor on, you really start to suffer, like in the ongoing heat, and you have to consume water continuously as you go. Undril also appears to be like suffering visibly as you make quick pace along the beach. Like the swathe of sand was pretty much, maybe like 100 to 200 feet from the jungle area to where it met the sea, and that appears to be narrowing now. So there's just the jungle area is much closer to the sea as you head kind of further inland. You travel for about 3-4 hours, and you can see traveling quickly. What's everyone's passive perception? -5.
6.
9.
9.
Okay.
-5, you say?
Yeah.
7.
7. Okay. So you pretty much you carry on throughout the day. You aren't beset by anything unusual, and you advance 2 hexes as Azaka makes her check. And at this point you can head into the canoes. You are off of the beach, and you find yourself on this about 40 to 50 feet, some places narrower, some places wider river that appears to just start snaking inland with high jungles on both sides, trees towering above you, vines connecting them, some vines kind of reaching over between the waters. As you find the rest of the evening there, as it gets towards the evening, you will start to feel the first drops of a warm rainfall on you. And by the time you reach kind of the evening when you're stopping, the rain has basically gone from light shower into heavy downpour. And it just starts to trickle off of various leaves to the point where there's just huge droplets of water slamming down on the ground around you.
Check up our rain catchers, I guess, to save thingy a spell slot.
Yeah. So effectively, if it's raining on a day, then I'd say that Undril won't have to use the spell slot to provide enough water.
Decent.
Just be able to get enough water.
That's cool.
Okay. So you find rest for the evening. As you find rest for the evening, Oscar, I'd like a perception check, please.
Okay.
How many days we've traveled now?
So
Wait, was that?
That was extremely unperceptive.
okay, fair enough. This is so you are sleeping on. If I discount the day you arrived at Nyanzaru, because that kind of doesn't count for this. You're waking up to your 5th day in the jungle. Your 6th day there. So you're all embarking on the canoe with everyone.
Yep, I think so.
Yep, with your special 7-person canoe.
Super special.
Which is slightly longer. And you begin to head upriver. As Oscar just starts fucking running around,
Sorry.
flying.
Been beset by cats and women.
gets worse. Are you traveling slowly, quickly, or normally? Like,
Does- I thought it doesn't. I thought it doesn't matter because we're just following the main path of the thing, so you can't get lost, right?
you can't get lost, but you can decide to go quickly or slowly. They give they give bonuses to your passive perception, and they mean you go faster or more slowly. The difference is you just don't get lost.
I mean, in that case, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Maybe we should
You
just
should
go.
probably avoid getting lost.
Well, we can't get lost on
Yeah,
a river.
we can't get lost. The only thing it changes is our ability to spot threats and.
I think we're stealthier if we're going slowly as well, or something like that. I can't remember.
You can hide more easily.
Okay.
Like if you're running and there's monsters, they'll just catch you. If you're going slowly and there's monsters,
We'll have a chance to see them before they see.
yeah, you'll have more of a chance to hide.
Okay.
I mean, I think if there was ever a chance to, if there was ever a time to go quickly, it would be when we can't get lost.
When we can't get lost, and if we're on a river, then nothing can get us on a river, right? So
No, but I mean, like, if we're gonna, I don't know.
if you're gonna rush any part, it makes sense for it to be this bit.
For it to be
Although we have also been quite a cautious group of no.
So do we move 2 hexes if we
So
go fast?
So you move 2 hexes for being on a boat in a river anyway.
Mhm.
Going fast gives you a chance to move an additional hex.
Okay.
You can move up to 3 potentially.
Okay, that's
so
pretty good.
we could be there in like a few days, realistically.
In like 3 days or something if we go fast.
3 or 4 days if we get lucky and go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Yeah.
I'm happy we'll go fast, although if something happens, I'll just say I told you so.
I am fine with this until it goes wrong.
Captain Hindsight to the rescue.
Yeah, I don't mind as well. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
quick.
so
Do.
at this point you don't need navigator, so does someone just want to roll a d4 to see whether you get that extra hex?
I think Ed is our like de facto group leader, so he should.
We did it!
Yes! Okay, so you travel throughout the day. Let me roll. Just so you guys know, in terms of like rough random encounter rates, in case you want to like think, well, does going faster or more slowly matter? Because how often do we really get random encounters anyway? There are 3 checks throughout the day, and so it's 3 d20s throughout the day, and random encounters occur on like a 16 or higher as standard. There are things which change that as life goes on, but you travel pretty much the full day, paddling upriver very quickly. So you go 1, 2, 3. Azaka makes her check just fine, even with the negative bonus. And you disembark after a full day's journey, tired, but the rain is still pretty much pouring down around you, so you're okay for water.
Okay.
You take rest for the evening. Is anyone doing anything different now that you're actually in the forest?
Do we need to make? I'm definitely applying insect repellent.
Yeah, I've just been marking.
yeah.
I've just been marking them off every day we've been here. So this is our 6th day in the jungle, right?
So you've just finished your 5th day in the jungle. So yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. So we're about to start our 6th day.
yeah. First day was giant turtle. 2nd day was frost giants. 3rd day was the boat with the dead people under it. The 5th day was fast traveling into the jungle, and then the 6th day was going fast in the boat.
Decent.
Okay.
Decent.
So are you continuing with the Zum Zum?
Yeah, we could get to.
Let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep doing it till it
Keep
goes
doing it
wrong.
until something goes wrong. Yeah.
It's a great way to
Also,
end it. That's a great
what
way
could
to.
go wrong? Well, I want
Oh,
to find
this.
out.
Everything can go wrong.
Let's maximise our chance.
Alright, so yeah, you wake up for the next day. Ed, do you want to roll another d4?
Sure.
3, so you get the extra hex.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You get the
it's a
extra
3 or a
hex
4.
on a 3 or a 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. See, that's another. Okay, different things happen on 20s. So it's like a 20 happens. I need to figure out what that different thing is because.
It's a
Yeah.
T-Rex.
Well, it was the boat last time.
Oh, I guess that's why we got. I guess that's why we got a cool item then.
Is
Like, there's a it's a very different chart for 20s, both at risk and reward.
Why are you just S-ing all over the place, dude?
Super.
I don't know.
S.
Oh, it's a snake. It's a giant snake. I mean,
super.
I actually don't know what it's doing. Oh, it's because I typed S before the macro, like a retard. Okay, so effectively, while like throughout the day, while you're in the boat, rowing, like quickly, panting heavily, are you wearing your armor for this, Okrin? Are you wearing your armor when you travel quickly to the jungle?
no. Well, we'll say no. I mean, I did say I'd take it off if it gets too uncomfortable, but
Okay, it's not unbearable. It's just not pleasant.
yeah, okay. I guess I'm still wearing it then.
Am I with my leather armor?
Yeah, leather armor's okay. It's wait, is leather armor medium?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's light.
Yeah, it's medium and heavy armor that has
Okay.
where you have a hard time. So, as you travel throughout the day, you're moving fast and pretty much oblivious to everything around you. All of a sudden, from out of seemingly nowhere, an object that looks like just like this long length of almost arm just flies by and goes for. I'm gonna say it'll go for. I'll make a roll.
Combat out of nowhere.
That's what. It goes for Durfrick.
Oh,
Get wrecked, kid.
okay.
My computer's crashed. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
You just look very surprised.
Oh, I mean, I was very surprised.
Just perpetually. Durfrick, does a 13 hit you? I don't think it does.
No.
Okay, that's with advantage. And there's not like we'll just use a generic thing for a generic grid for random encounters. I think. Wait, I can. I'm just gonna see if I can find the canoe. Oh god, I can hear myself through Sam again.
Hello.
Echo.
Something's going on, that's for sure. Is that better?
Hello? Oh no.
No, it's worse.
I don't think it's through Sam. I think it's through. Is it through Sam?
I'll mute.
Yeah, I
it.
think it's through Sam.
Okay, I'm gonna mute.
Cool. So I'll just move you guys onto here. And you guys can just stick yourselves on this very low, only now I'm realizing, very low resolution boat.
Nice.
It's fine. It's got a sufficient resolution. I think.
I think I fixed the horrible crackling. Is that better for everyone?
Test. That's perfect.
Yeah.
How do I put it on the screen? I can't remember.
If you just drag it out from your character sheet.
Oh, it's from my character sheet. Okay, yeah.
Also, yeah, drag it out onto And then you can do the same for Undril.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I will drag out.
Azaka!
Azaka, please. There you go. And she's pretty much just there.
Cool.
Alright. Is everyone on there? As you, so you watch as something flies by, attempts to snap at Durfrick, and from the trees, a multitude of flying snakes descend.
Snakes on a
Well, fuck.
Oh,
I
jeez.
feel like Jack's just copy pasting until he feels happy that it's scary enough.
No, that there is a
Oh bullshit!
there is a number, and I'll say on the number of potential snakes, you got the exact average amount.
Perfect. Distinctly average. That's what I like to be.
Yep.
12.
So, is that initiative?
That is initiative. So if everyone wants to, if you select the token you want to roll initiative for, and then just hit initiative on the thing.
It's your boy.
Ooh, Azaka, you are slow.
How do you roll initiative? Sorry.
Click the token, open up
Yeah.
your character sheet, and then hit there
I'll
should
go
be-
into my character sheet and do initiative.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
initiative on there for you.
Okay. Wow.
Snakes.
Snakes, please.
Yeah, and it's you just kind of know what that is by the fact that it's a snake and it's flying, and
Oh no.
flying snake may not even be the Cholton name for them, but in this moment you understand that they are flying snakes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Okay, so
Huh.
in this moment, Throden, you react first as one of the snakes whips down towards Durfrick, attempts to snap at him, misses, and then flies off and begins to just hover around the water around the boat. What do you want to do?
Sorry, me?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a minute there on my thing. I wasn't sure if you were talking to me.
That's
What did you say? Sorry.
You're first in combat. What would you like to do?
So the snakes are flying.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're each like 10 to 15 feet above the water that's around you, because you're in the middle of a river.
I suppose I'll shoot an arrow at... How do I indicate?
You can click and hold, or you can draw an arrow.
I'm gonna shoot at this snake here then, I guess, with my short bow.
Go for it.
Okay.
18 does hit.
Nice. Okay, so then I do it. Oops. So I want to do it twice to get the damage? Or
No, if
click
you
on it to get the damage, yeah.
yeah, if you click the thing in chat, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
5 points of piercing damage. So the arrow strikes out of the air and then just skewers the snake in the air, which falls down into the water.
Oh, we don't get to eat it.
I mean, the body's just kind of like floating there, like slowly drifting away. Do you want to do anything else?
I don't know if there's much else I can do, is there?
Probably not, but you might come up with something, so I wanted to ask anyway.
Okay. No, not unless the snake drifts close enough to get a snake kebab.
Okay. So Yoka, what would you like to do?
I just want to take out my rapier and get ready to attack if one of them gets near me.
Okay, so you're readying an action.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then it is that Os?
That's me, baby.
That's me.
It's
Ogren.
It's Okrin. I'm gonna Oh, my dog didn't like that. It started barking. I'm gonna shoot this one
Okay,
with an Eldritch Blast.
go for it.
Do you hit?
15 does hit. 7.4 damage. Yeah, it just slams out of. It goes from. It just basically collapses like a wet sock, and it's
So
just like blown backwards into the water.
So my Eldritch Blast looks like a ball of like dark energy, and it leaves behind like a trail of these like ethereal black feathers that disappear after a few seconds.
Cool.
Cool.
Oscar, what would you like to do?
They're not really within melee range of me, are they?
Yeah,
Nope.
that's my
Just
struggle.
jump into the water and punch it.
Throw insults.
Yeah. Can I just kind of like look at them menacingly and tell them? Can I try and bait them to attack me?
What do you want to say to the snakes?
To these
You're just a shit legless lizard. Oh, fuck off.
The snakes are like triggered. They all attack you.
So the shouts echo into the forest.
Oh no.
I thought
Snakes from miles around attack us.
Yep.
There's like
Anything
this.
else?
Oh, if only you were closer, you bastard.
Goodness.
I just tell everyone that I'm on guard duty, and then that's how I feel better about my general use.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so one thing you can
Ready
do.
in action or something.
Yeah, one thing you can do on your turn is you can ready an action, which means that if a certain trigger occurs, you perform an action in response. So, for example, Yoka on her turn said she's readying an action that if any of the snakes come near her, she'll attack them.
Okay, is that something I've got to physically do, or can I just say it?
You just
I mean-
you just say it. You just say that's what you do.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can physically do it in person if you want to, but
Come get me, snakes! Time to die, snakes! I dare you.
I get into a very monk-like stance with my staff, and just watch. If any of them get close enough for me to whack, I'm gonna give them a good old whack.
okay. So on the snake's turn, one of them flies towards you, Yoka.
Okay.
So your readied action goes off.
Yeah.
19 hits.
That's fucking dead, right?
6 piercing. Yeah, it like flies at you, mouth open, and the rapier just like slams into the back of its throat, and is just like. It looks like a long. You just like have a long snake that's like dead straight with a hilt. And then like. Then the point of the rapier is just sticking out of the back of the snake a little bit.
I like shake it. I shake it back. I like shake it back into the water.
Okay, yeah, it just
To get it.
slides off
Yeah.
the wets to keep blood. One of them's gonna fly at you, Durfric. Try and take a bite.
Alright. Okay.
It misses.
Boom.
And
Screw you, snake.
then it's gonna fly away.
Oh. Oh, do I get an attack opportunity on him?
These creatures do not provoke opportunity attacks when flying out of someone's reach.
It's a flyby!
Snakes.
One of them's gonna fly toward Undril and try and bite her. Does a 25 hit.
Yeah, her armor class is only 13.
Yeah, so you can mark down 6 points of damage to Undril. It's then gonna fly away.
I can't, like, her character sheet's not normal. It's not like a regular character sheet.
Yeah, so it's one thing you'll probably just have to do then is if you go to her token and click it, you get like the multiple boxes and bars.
Mhm.
And then
Why does that work?
in one of the circles you can just mark down the damage she's taken. So she has 27 health.
Okay, yeah.
So if
So
you,
that she took what 5 was it?
yeah, if you double click the token, it'll bring up the editing panel, and then
Yeah.
so you can do bar 1, 21 out of 27, and then it'll bring up like a health bar above her token
Yeah.
that you can see.
Okay, cool.
One of them's going to fly towards Azaka and try to bite Azaka. Okay.
No.
So yeah, you watch as it latches on and slams its fangs in, and Azaka just kind of like bats it away with an arm to detach it, and then it goes and flies away. And one of them is going to fly towards you, Oscar.
Ahoy.
So your ready action triggers.
Can you walk me through what to do?
Yeah, I think you're just attacking, aren't you?
Okay, so click the one I want to attack.
Yeah, click the attack you're using on your character sheet,
Okay.
and then that will roll to see if to hit, and then if it hits, then you can click the thing in the text in like the chat box to roll damage.
Nice.
20 hits.
Wow.
Yay.
So if you click quarterstaff in the in chat, it will roll damage. So 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It's rolling. Oh, it's rolling it twice for some reason. That's right. So you like bat the snake at the side, and but as you're doing so, it manages to try and bite your hands with its face, but a 10 doesn't hit you, I don't think. And then after that, it goes and flies away again.
Okay.
Durfric.
Just gonna ready an action to hit it with my hit anything that comes in range with my great axe. I think.
Okay. What's Undril doing?
Just going to cast Sacred Flame at one of them. At where is she? This one.
So dex save from the snake.
Yeah. Do you want me to cast?
It doesn't make it.
Wow.
So I think it's 1d8 for Sacred Flame.
Yes.
Oof. Right.
Oh yeah, I think she gets 2d8.
Is it 2D? Oh yeah, because she's level 5.
She's
technically.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah, she gets level 3 spells and stuff. So
She's stronger than everyone in the party. She could probably kill all of us single-handed. But
Yeah.
we're helping her, guys. Don't worry.
This is why I found it really funny when you guys are like, let's try and extort her. Let's try and get money out of this person because we're helping her.
Jesus, yeah.
yeah.
We're dragging her down. I think is what we're doing. We're meat shields for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
Azaka's turn. You see her pulling out a scimitar, and you see her hold it in like a slightly unusual stance, blade down, and she appears to be readying an action. Throden?
I am going to ready an action. I want to shoot that chap on the top right, where just before he attacks Oscar. So when he's within 5 or 6 feet of us, just a bit closer before I shoot the bow.
Okay. So you're readying that action. Yoka?
I'll be doing the same again, so should ready my rapier till one of them
Yep.
comes.
And Okrin?
I'm just gonna shoot one of them.
Which one?
Fuck it. We'll say this one.
Okay. Cool. Go for it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just like there's like a mist of scales and faint blood in the air as like most of the bones just shattered and dusted on impact.
Decent.
Cool. And then that brings us to Oscar.
I mean, fiddling. This sounds horrible. I'm fiddling with my quarterstaff to make sure it works properly. Is there anything in range for me?
No.
I'll ready a quarterstaff hit for whatever comes close.
Okay. So one of the flying snakes is going to run towards Azaka, who will swing her scimitar at it.
Oh god, I could have punched it as well, couldn't I?
It's not in range for you. She misses. So it bites her and misses. And it flies away again. And this one is going to try and fly down and bite you.
Bow shot.
Yeah.
So, Throden, your shot goes off.
Here we go.
Nope, it just flies into the jungle.
Boo.
However, Oscar, your ready to action goes off.
Can I hit it with quarterstaff and punch it at the same, like afterwards as a monk?
I believe punching is a bonus action, so you ready only your main action.
Okay, that's fine. So I think I was for some reason rolling damage twice on the quarterstaff, so I've been fiddling with the settings. Hopefully I fixed it.
That's right. 13 does not hit.
Just try the damage just to see if you fixed it.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
No.
So I think if you go onto your character sheet and you click on the weapon attack,
Yeah.
and then go to if you hit the cog, it will say damage and then damage 2.
Yeah, I unclicked damage 2, didn't it? It just like put itself back.
Did
Yeah,
you
so
delete the
just-
bits on the
Just delete the empty everything out of the damage 2 fields.
Yeah, I think the dice is still in there, the d8.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Oscar, does a 21 hit you?
Why?
Because you take a point of piercing damage and 9 points of poison damage as venomous fangs begin to pump poison into your body.
So is that 10 damage in total?
Yep.
Then I am unconscious.
So the snake like flies towards Oscar, and you watch as he goes to bat it, and a bolt just like whizzes past, and it just slams its tiny face into your jugular, and pumps some poison in, and then it flies away.
Why always me?
And Oscar slumps to the boat, consciousness fading. Scales chuckling.
You horrible dinosaur boy.
like I like to imagine the last thing Oscar sees as he's like passing into the netherworld is like Scales looking over him, rubbing his hands and licking his lips.
Why did I save this bastard?
Durfrick.
I don't want to waste any. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep a ready to action.
Okay.
To attack anything comes within range.
Undril?
Oh yeah, sorry. Gonna do a sacred flame
Okay.
again on the one to the left.
Okay. Snake.
Let's try. I'm just gonna.
Snake makes the save.
Okay. That's
So
it.
like, yeah. So a burst of holy radiance just like fills the air, and the snake just darts away.
Okay.
Mistress little fuckers, aren't they?
Azaka is going to run around, and she's going to as quite conscious as to the health of the people who are paying her. She's going to try and make a medicine check to stabilize. And nope, she like you slump down, and she can't get hold of the wound and start to pick apart the poison that has been injected into you. Throden?
Given the lethality of the snakes, I think I'm going to take a shot at that same snake again.
Okay.
I don't think I'll have much luck trying to suck out poison with no lips anyway.
You should have taken a big bite out of his neck. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, flies, like the bolt just flies up into the forest, as like the dampness on the crossbow string just makes it like lose tension, and it just kind of slaps against it.
Maybe I was too busy laughing.
Okay.
Yoka.
Well, it might attack trigger, but I'll still wait. I can't
Okay.
do anything else.
Okay. Okrin.
I'll shoot this one now, I guess.
Oh, okay. So, are you like steadying yourself on Durfric?
I mean, he's a dwarf, right? So I can just kind of like stand over the top of him and just fire it.
Okay. So yeah, Durfric, you just see like a bolt of like shadow just go whoop over your head.
What was that?
Slams into the snake, which begins to like just writhe in the air, but doesn't kill it.
Damn it, shame.
I'd like you to make a death save, please, Oscar.
Okay. How does one do that? Just click death save.
Yep.
Yeah, if you just click the death saves button, it should roll it for you. Hey, nice.
One success.
Hey.
So on their turn, both being injured, the snakes are just going to fly back into the canopy of the jungle, away from everyone.
As soon as they do, I want to fall on Oscar, and I want to search for that salve that he has that heals stuff.
Okay, right. It
And
makes
can I
sense.
apply that? And then I throw it away. No, then I try and apply that to the wound.
If I see him going for the salve, I say I believe we can save him without the need to use the salve, and then I motion to Silvertusk.
Undril.
Yeah, if you're sure.
Yeah, she can cure wounds him. She goes and casts cure wounds.
All right, what level's that?
Just first level.
Okay.
Does it cure poison?
I mean, he's
You're not actually.
he's not poisoned, is he? He's just taking
Oh,
poison
okay,
damage,
so
right?
poison
Taking
damage.
no
is
damage.
not okay.
Yeah, like the.
Yeah.
So, Oscar, you awake, like face down, being like scratched at and having your clothes rummaged through by a large lizard man.
I'm suspicious instantly.
Like sweat is coating your body, and you feel hot, like you feel feverish.
Have I been
Fever.
affected by this flying snake?
Hmm.
Like AIDS or something?
You have snake.
Snake AIDS.
You have snake aids now.
Famous snake aids.
How big are these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking boat?
Curse the snake aids of Chult.
It's a big problem. Nobody's talking about.
Nobody's talking about it.
1 in 5 gay snakes have snake aids.
Make sure to always wear a snake condom. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, that includes the thing for the day. You spend the remainder of the day traveling by boat.
Do I rest at all on this boat?
I'll say you probably can't take a short rest on the boat. You probably have to get off the boat.
Okay, that's fair.
So traveling at a fast pace for the full day, you go 1, 2, and 3. So you've made your way. You made quite a ways up the River Sohenstar already. Night finds you all.
How did... I said, how did he find me? It wasn't worth stopping.
Never is, Dan, never is.
So you get out and rest for the evening. The rain is still pouring down around you, all soaking pretty much everyone to the bone without cover. Like Azaka is able to kind of construct a rough fire like at the base of a leaning tree that has like a little bit of shelter from the downpour of rain. And it takes her about 20-30 minutes, but she's able to construct like a rough what's the word?
Whack.
Like section of leaves that kind of jut out and protect the fire from rain. Like a rough shelter.
Can I do like
A bivouac?
Yeah.
can I do like a medicine check on myself to see if I'm infected or diseased or something?
Go for it.
Yeah, a bivouac.
Eight. The wound is red and sore. You don't feel any worse for wear though. There's no immediate symptoms of anything.
You like immediate make me suspicious, Jack.
Yeah. Azaka kind of brushes off. Azaka is kind of like many poisonous things in the forest. I'll tell you if it's something important.
I say thank you, but my voice betrays concern.
It's all right. And she offers to tend to the wound.
I say, yeah, all right. Thanks. I knew I'd be interested though.
So she has like these wax coated little package, and within it is like rough linens that she then effectively melts like another thing of wax, which then covers it and forms like a rough bandage that would be waterproof. She adheres some kind of weird substance to the edges of it that forms a seal on the skin. And she says, "Good as new. I'll ensure everyone who was bitten gets one of these."
Well, thank you very much, Azaka.
And she goes away and she starts applying the same to Undril
Nice.
throughout the night. And they appear to like start talking and be having like a conversation amongst themselves into the evening.
The two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stealthily try to listen?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Stupid laptop piece of shit.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're invisible.
Okay. So you sneak. Yeah, you using the.
You are the tent.
Like, where did this tent come from that we're sitting in? It just pans away to like Oscar standing over them. So using the heavy cover of the rain and the darkness, you're able to effectively sneak up to them and listen to their conversation on the issue. Make a perception check for the conversation. Nice. So they seem to be talking a little bit about one another's pasts. Azaka is asking Undril where she's from and how she came to be here. And Undril gives kind of a non-committal response to that. Just that she was sent here on a mission by her superiors. She talks to Azaka a little bit about how she came into this business, and Azaka, without she doesn't say much in detail, but she effectively says it was necessity, and she found herself in a position where she needed to earn a living, and there was very little she had in the way of skill set other than navigating the jungle and being able to ensure that people were safe.
Okay. I I don't trust either of these people.
You don't trust anyone, do you?
Well, I don't trust you now. You said that.
I am over the course of the evening. If I mean, I just walk up to Azaka and Silvertusk, whatever her name is, and
Undril Silvertusk.
Undril, that's the one. Sorry. And say, it's my understanding that we will be passing by Camp Righteous in the next couple of days. Perhaps you could tell me a bit more about that place and what purpose it serves, if you know anything at all.
Let me see what they know.
Is that static me?
So, yeah. So Undril was going to camp. Oh no, it's happening again.
No, I can hear a static, and I wanted to see if it was me, so I was muting myself and then turning the camera on and off.
Okay. But now I can hear me.
Yeah, it's not actually me this time.
Is it not?
No.
Is it not? It's definitely you.
Yeah.
It's literally you.
No, you're wrong there.
The feedback is him, but there's something else as well that I can hear.
Yeah, I thought that was because it always seems to be me. I assumed that was me as well, and I was just trying to.
There's like a static thing, and that's not him. But am I the only one that hears that?
No, that's what
I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
That's why I was trying to find out what it was. That's why I started like fiddling with it.
Oh, loose connection maybe. Okay. Right. So, Silvertusk was going to Camp Vengeance, correct? And yeah, Silvertusk going to Camp Vengeance. So Undril kind of gives, she kind of waves her hand, says, "It's a camp. The Order of the Gauntlet made." Azaka doesn't really know. She hasn't. Effectively, Azaka takes jobs that focus more in the immediate south of Port Nyanzaru, or in kind of the southeast mostly. So she's familiar with Port Castiglar and Mesro. She is familiar with some stuff to the west, but she's not familiar with the human encampments, Camp Vengeance or Camp Righteous.
So I mostly, in that case, I turn to Undril. Yeah. I turn to Undril and say, yes, we met a few dragonborn individuals in the Thundering Lizard Tavern who were meant to set out for Camp Righteous in the next couple of days. I understand they're on a mission to fight the hordes of undead that are rising from the south.
Says, they're a noble band. Fighting the undead is a large portion of what they do, I understand.
And perhaps you can tell me a bit more about what you do.
I'm a warrior. I fight for my people, and that is, I follow orders, and my orders were to come here.
Okay. That's fine.
I look at her suspiciously because I'm very suspicious.
I'm not gonna press her too much. We'll find out in the next couple of days what's going on. But
Can I ask her? Do you know what's causing the undead to become dead again? But I want a lot better than that.
She shrugs and goes, necromancers, evil artifacts. No one knows. No one knows what's further south, really.
And could I do an insight check without alerting her or making her annoyed at me?
Go
Yeah,
for it.
that's a fair point. I'd like to make an insight check as well, just to see if she's holding anything back.
Okay. Yeah, I think I may.
Huh?
Do you want to do it or should I?
We can.
Okay, sorry.
Can we both do it, Jack?
Oh, sorry. That's not bad.
Sorry, yeah, I made a small mistake. So, God. So I made a small mistake. So Undril is a member of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Camp Righteous is a camp that the Order of the Gauntlet set up. Camp Vengeance is also a camp that the Order of the Gauntlet set up. So they're both Order of the Gauntlet camps.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. All right, that makes sense.
Because yeah, I was speaking about her as if it was a different organization, but no, it was really her own. So she has been sent to, Camp Vengeance, and she doesn't know why, but the reason she was given was to improve morale, essentially, because there is apparently a morale issue, but she won't say more about why.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna press her for any more information. Then I thought she was like a different. I thought she was like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was Sacred Flame or the Flaming Fist or something like that.
No, yeah, that's my cock up. I think,
I'm
there's,
not-
I
I'm
think
not
there's
gonna.
a typo in one of these documents, actually.
I thought
Yeah, because I don't think you'd have
Kinda
just
like
put
lead
it
us
on
to
it.
them or something. I thought it was like some kind of holy battle when I didn't want to get caught in the middle of it.
So there
like
is,
a crusade.
So like, so the Order of the Gauntlet are like a very like holy, or like, they are, think of them as the church military style. But
Nice.
instead, yeah, and they're very much, their goal is, we will crusade. There's evil over there. Okay, we're crusading over there now.
Crusaders got a crusade.
Yeah. That is pretty much the order of the Gauntlet. The Order of the Flaming Gauntlet are much more of like a mercenary band.
Okay. Yeah.
They still serve to like uphold law, but it's a very stricter, very more diehard group.
Okay. I thought maybe she was leading us to, like do her bidding or something weird. So I was just suspicious of her, but she seems alright.
I don't think she's doing that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to press her too much. If she's part of the Gauntlet, then I kind of support what they're doing, so I'm happy to just go with that.
And I don't really want to piss them off, so I'll leave her alone.
Okay. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm just making like a very brief log of what happens on each day, to help count them. Okay, so yeah, you take rest for the evening. Azaka provides bandages for. I think I'm echoing through you again, Sam.
Yeah.
It's
What about now?
Sorry.
what's the
Not good.
setting? Yeah, that fixes it. Do that. Always do that.
What I'm doing now?
Yeah,
Moving the laptop slightly further down my legs.
perfect. You're killing it.
I've got this computer thing down.
So so you rest for the evening. Azaka applies bandages to Oscar and Undril's bites. More a precautionary measure than anything. She isn't really worried about them. She leaves her own. You take rest. Awake in the morning. You still fast traveling down the river?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Do you want to
good.
roll a d4?
I'm fully healed, right?
Yes, for long rest you fully heal and restore half your hit dice, but you haven't used any. So
Okay.
Oh damn, we are just pegging it along this place.
Fucking vroom vroom.
Vroom, vroom.
We are
Right, right.
statistically above average at this point.
So 20. Okay, wow. So yeah, you travel pretty much the full day, all the way to all the way along to Camp Righteous. You speed down the river. It's a long and exhausting day until you get to kind of mid-evening with the sun beginning to set. So like the shadows are particularly long in the forest, and there's like large patches of shadow and shade. And as you're traveling along, you come across this abandoned riverside camp that's strewn with wreckage. You can see moldy and tattered tents, and all the permanent structures appear to have been burnt to the ground. You can see 2 intact rowboats that are tied off on a short, like very rickety made docks. North of the camp is a ridge into which is built this 80-foot tall stone statue, and it's carved like a man with a crocodile on his back. Between the statue's feet is this stone archway that leads into a dark tunnel. To the left of the statue, there's a crude animal pen, and you can hear some like excited animal sounds coming from it.
Are we just passing on the river still at the moment?
This is with you coming up to it on the river.
Is it like a thing we can look at if we want to? Is it optional?
Well, we choose what we want, don't we?
I mean, in this world, everything's optional.
We can. I mean, we can just continue down the river. We don't have to disembark here, do we?
You don't have to, no.
Yeah, because camp the river leads all the way to Camp Vengeance, doesn't it?
It goes past Camp Ventures, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll get to Camp Righteous by that sort of area by the end of the day if we kept going.
I'm curious about this place.
Yeah,
but I've already died once, so.
Well, this is like towards the end of the day.
I turn to Undril, Lady Undril Silvertusk, and say, it appears there's little left of Camp Righteous.
Yeah, she appears to be like almost trying to like stand up on the boat, peering into the camp, and there is like a look of strong concern on her face.
If I notice that, then I say we can go closer if you'd like to inspect further. But if the camp has been destroyed, then I expect there may be dangers that lie within.
She looks back to you and asserts herself and goes, "Please, there may be survivors. We should try and find them."
I would suggest that either me or Scales or both of us try and sneak in, because we're both quite good at stealth, and stealthily check it out.
Yeah.
What's your stealth like, Scales?
I mean, my bonus is pretty good, but you know.
But what?
There's not a lot of help when you roll a 1, is there?
Well, that's just the game.
Yeah.
At least if we're all together.
And someone gets overrun, yeah. But I mean, to be honest, I think Undril's going to want to just go in, right?
She's not going to want to stay hang
And
back.
we're not really sure. I mean, we can have a look, but we're not as sure what we're looking without her.
Well, we can always scout the area stealthily, and if we see something, we just leg it.
And Undril's probably just going in.
I mean, she's more powerful than like all of us combined, so
Yeah,
realistically,
let's
just
stick
hide
close to
behind her.
That's my point is let her go in and soak a bunch of fucking hits, and we'll try and
Yeah.
Sound.
So let her be a big old
character.
sponge.
Undril in front. So what I'm gonna
I should
do?
probably choose what spell she has.
Can we take a quick bio soon? I need a wee.
Yeah, so this seems like a good point to take a very quick bio.
What's this word you keep saying?
Bio?
Bio?
As in
Like,
bio?
as in biological, as in like
Okay.
I have biological needs, i.e. I need a piss or a shit.
Or both, if you
Lovely.
feel-
Gonna fucking cack myself, my dudes, as they say.
Top
Cool.
banana.
All right.
So
If
we're
we're,
taking a break
we're
then?
so we're heading to shore. Cool.
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 I will also take what you people call a
basically Undril starts kind of frantically paddling the canoe like towards the shore before the dock area, and just kind of like, I don't know if anyone's like stopping her. Azaka kind of starts rowing with her.
Yeah, I want to get there. Maybe like a bit quieter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we should say to her maybe like, I'll calm down and let's go in smart, not hard.
Okay. As you're saying that, like the canoe kind of like banks itself, and there's like a jolting sensation as like it pulled up. Undril stands up and just gets out and just starts like walking quickly towards the camp. Azaka's trying to like pull the boat up out of the river so it's not swept away. But she's kind of going. She's kind of going off.
I don't want to lose sight of Undril because I know what will happen. She'll get fucking swamped, and then we'll never see her again.
I'm gonna stay with the boat.
Okay. So
I think someone should.
I'm gonna go ahead with the other guys. With us.
okay. So it's Scales helping Azaka beach the boat. What's everyone else is going with Undril?
Yeah, I mean, I want to keep her. I want to keep her in my sights, but I'll let her go like 20,
Yeah,
20 or
I'm
30.
the same.
Yeah.
20 or 30 feet
I
ahead.
think we'll hang back and let her soak up all the damage, hopefully.
Okay. So and like so the four of you kind of chase along. Undril storming ahead. She storms right into the center of the camp, where. Come back. Oh, I wish Roll20 had a better way to like allow you to navigate through pages in a game.
Oh yeah, Roll20. I should really look at that.
What the fuck is that?
So yeah, she begins to rush into the camp.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. I should probably get. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one sec.
Can I? Well, anyway, so.
And then pull that away. Okay, so on the right, you can see kind of like a bird's eye representation of what the statue looks like.
All right. Okay.
I thought that was. I thought that was
Yeah. So as you run into the camp, you can see what looks like a large kind of bird-like creature that appears to be tied in one of the pens, and it appears to be thrashing around in there. Undril is like storming into the center of the camp, past like a number of ruined tents. She's like stopping and looking at some of them as she goes past.
I wanna always stay, about 30 feet from her, sort of like just keep her within my line of sight, basically.
Okay.
Where reasonable, where possible.
more
Okay.
till further notice.
Okay. So yeah, Undril is gonna rush up towards the center of the camp.
Are we okay to just move ourselves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She runs up to. So within the center of the camp, there is a very low burning fire that's just emitting the smallest amount of smoke.
Is she stopping near that for any long amount of time, or?
No, she rushes past that. Up into here, where it looks like there is a small building. It's been, unlike the tents around, it's been constructed with a little bit more care and purpose. And it appears that like 2 of the 4 walls have just collapsed and caved, and the roof is just kind of hanging precariously. As she reaches the building, she begins to like start to pour her way through bits of rubble.
Okay, I'll get like close to the building now.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll stay. What is it you're searching for? Perhaps we can lend you some aid.
She kind of turns around to you and says, "This should have been a shrine to Torm." I can hear myself through Sam again.
What about now?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. I think I would know who Torm is, so I just help her look for anything that I think would be relevant.
You probably know who Torm is.
I'm technically religious, though I'm not well read.
Do you want to make a religion check to see if you know who Torm is?
Where's my sheet?
Can I just say, who's Tom?
That's probably the best way doing it.
She looks at you with confusion and says, "He is..." I can hear myself again through your thing, Sam.
What about, wait, I'll mute it and then...
Okay. She looks at you and she says, "Torm is... he is the true one. He is loyalty, he is fury, he is duty. He is... like, he is the utmost god that maintains law and truth in society."
Bit rude and presumptuous, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and from what you know, as a zealot, or as like someone
Zealot-y type.
the zealot path, you know something about religions, and I don't know if Torm would particularly appeal to you.
I'm more into the dwarven gods.
Yeah, but Torm is he is stereotypically depicted as a human god. He is he is referred to as the true deity, the hand of righteousness. He is one of the most prolific gods as far as law and society goes. His domain is war, and
Like that bit.
he's generally affiliated with noble emotions like courage or self-sacrifice.
And justice as well. No?
Yeah, and justice. The symbol of Torm is like a large iron gauntlet, similar to
Okay.
yeah, very similar to the one the Order wears.
The Iron Gauntlets.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a
yeah,
coincidence.
so I don't know. I guess I just try and help her move whatever rubble she's trying to dig through and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, she pulls through it for a bit. Is anyone else helping?
Yeah, I help as well.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
twiddling with my axe. I'm spinning my axe around.
Okay, so you're not helping.
Is there feedback now if I muted it?
It's alright.
I can't hear any feedback right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll help her then.
Cool. So the three of you help her. After a little while, I think Scales and Azaka, you probably turn up having beached the boat, and Azaka
Cool.
begins to head towards the center of the camp. You can just kind of move yourself around freely if you like, James. Oh god. Walking into the camp, you see like a hill on which a number of people are beginning to pour through rubble. Sam, I'm going to end your fucking existence if this keeps happening.
What is it? Like, I don't get it. It wasn't there earlier.
Do you not
Are
have
you wearing a headset?
Do you not have a headset and mic?
No,
Oh,
I don't. Is that Natasha? Hello.
That was.
Oh, hello.
Do you own a headset?
Not a headset, no.
Do you own earphones?
Yeah, I put in earphones if you want.
Yeah, I use those.
That would be very useful.
Plus.
Could be.
Use earphones, please.
Show Bob's and Virgin.
Bob's. Spicy meat. Spicy memes right there. Show me Bob's and Virgin.
One of my favourites. So yeah, Scales coming into the camp, you see a number of people going through like the ruins of wreckage on a house. At this point, make a from the outside, Durfric, can you make me a straight intelligence check and add 4? That might sound weird, but
Ah.
okay. So yeah, you're spinning your axe, and you're just not paying attention towards the house. Which, if you were paying attention, you would notice that, like, as people are rummaging through it, like, the walls are becoming definitely very unsteady. And there is a point where, like, Undril is just kind of desperately throwing things about within there, trying to uncover whatever remains there might be. And Arthur's got the right idea. Like, you watch as, like, bricks start tumbling, and then the roof just kind of just goes, and then just collapses all in one go. So I want Okrin, Yoka, Oscar to make dexterity saves, and a dexterity save for Undril, please.
Is that better, by the way? No feedback.
Undril, yeah.
Lovely.
Should I just do a dex check for her?
Yeah.
Is that a saving throw?
Yep. So, Okrin and Oscar, you manage to, like, dive out, and only a few stray bricks catch you. You each take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Undril and Yoka, you are, like, in the search. You look up just to see the roof coming down. The entire structure just slams down on you, and you both take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bloody hell.
Oh my god.
It's alright, we can
Roofs
you
are
guys-
heavy.
Yeah, you guys can be healed, it's fine.
Why didn't I take Heal the brute?
This is why you should never help anyone.
Azaka at this point appears to be she's like bent down low to the ground, and she appears to be looking through like various tents, like very intently.
Is she where she is now on the map?
She's kind of a bit off to
Okay.
the side, but she's beginning to like very, very closely peer at the tents and investigate. And you see her bending down low and just like crouching over them and getting very, very close.
Okay, I want to try and go over and say to her, you know, let's try and stick. Well, can I? Yeah. I just want to go. I just want to go over to like try and at least catch up to her, just to say, you know, let's try and stick together. Let's not separate too far. We don't know what's happened here yet.
So as you're going up, can you make a perception check?
Not very good at these.
16. As you approach, you hear like a faint sniffing sound.
Should I move myself?
Ideally.
About here? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So as you approach Azaka, you hear a faint sniffing sound, and after you speak to her, she turns to you with like a very intent look in her eye, says, "Batiri were here."
Are they the people that attacked her people?
No,
no.
She was attacked by the Terrafolk. I say, come. Let's not spread out too much. And you can tell me more about these Batari as we head back to the party.
They may be back. I think the bird left in its cage is probably late. And she heads back and follows you.
Okay. I just say, tell me more about these people or these creatures as we walk.
But theory, they are they are small, haggard little humans. They are weak individually, but they come in large packs.
Okay.
They have pale green or brown skin, cruel fangs. They like to torture those they capture.
Nice.
I say, I appreciate the information. I would ask at this time that you not share the information with Undril. It might provoke her to do something foolhardy.
Make a persuasion check. Okay.
Boom.
She nods and says, I understand this must be hard for her.
And then we just head back like the group.
Okay.
Can I have a little rummage through these tents where I'm at?
Yeah. So, where is it?
I'm at the bottom left.
Yeah. I'm trying to find where it is.
Okay.
So peering around, it looks like they are bed tents. Most stuff of value appears to have been taken from them.
Jack, I'm just gonna stand here and just keep an eye out in this sort of general direction. 'Cause
Okay.
that's where I heard the sniffing coming from.
Yeah.
I wander back up the hill to the main part of the group.
Yeah. Throughout the tents, they it seems like they've been cut into and torn at the sides, so most are left just hanging open and moldering. Most everything of value appears to have been taken from within. But you can make an investigation check if you like.
Okay.
7.
Ooh. Do I find any specifically pleasant mold?
No. Although, as you are rummaging through one of the the loose woolen mats that act as a bed, there's just a small spotted yellow and brown snake that just kind of slithers out.
Ah.
Way.
I leave that.
Flashbacks to the flying snake.
Well, you watch as it slithers out of the tent, and then it just these small, almost lizard wings or insect wings just kind of unfold from its back, and it just kind of goes, woo, just flies away.
Watch out, Oscar.
Oh, shit.
He's coming for you. We killed his friends earlier. They're watching us.
What, his
How
friends
do we know it's not the same one? It's come back for vengeance.
Yeah, as it goes by, it goes like without arms.
A really badly drawn picture of all of us, and it's looking at it.
Yeah.
Shaking its fins.
Okay. I turn to Undril.
Undril?
Or
What is it? Undril or Undrin? I'm sorry.
Undril.
Undril.
Undril. Okay, Undril. I turn to Undril and say, well, after the roof's fallen on her, and I've sort of come back, if she looks like she's if she's recovered slightly, I say, are you all right? Have you found what you're seeking?
She kind of looks to you, and she looks very shaken. She goes, Everything is gone. Everything that was built has been taken. I do not know what to do.
I say, perhaps we should not stay here much longer. I'm uncertain what's happened, but whatever it is could return. Perhaps we should make haste for camp, not this one. Whatever the other one's called, I can't remember. Sorry, camp.
Vengeance.
It's either
Vengeance is
righteous
another day away, I think.
yeah, vengeance. Okay, yeah. Or is this vengeance?
I think this is righteous, right?
Yeah, this is Camp Righteous.
Okay, yeah.
And I
so
think this, like, we can't get much further, if at all. Like, we hit the end of the day to get here.
Yeah.
I think it's another, like, fast day to get to Vengeance.
You can't really get much further today. This is like the end of the day.
Yeah. So, but I say to Undril, I just say, but rest for a moment. I must have words with Azaka, and then I kind of walk over to Azaka and in like a hushed voice, kind of say,
As you go back, you notice Azaka has wandered off
"Oh bollocks!"
again.
Fuck's
She
sake.
appears to be inspecting, like she's like peering into like the stone passageway.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right. This bitch is fucking intent on walking off. Like. Yeah.
She's only going like 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Still
and,
in ice. She's still like in visual sight and in like hearing sound.
So I walk up to her and I say, Azaka, I heard some sounds coming from those tents earlier. Some intense, loud sniffing noises. Does that sound
Intense
like
sounds.
intense sounds? That intense sniffing. Could those be the creatures you referred to earlier?
She looks back at you, like eyebrow cocked, says, I do not think there are any Epiteri here right now.
Okay, fuck it, I guess I'll just take her at her word. Alright, okay. What do you guys want to do? Oh, I relay to everyone else that the tied up beast probably seems like bait for the Batiri. And I tell everyone not to tell Untrin about how they like to hold on to their victims to torture them. Please. Please.
Don't aggravate her.
Yeah, because she'll just want to go off and save them.
Yeah.
Has anyone been into that stone statue and investigated what's in there yet?
Who knows how deep that goes? I mean, we could ask her what's in there, but I mean, we don't want to spark her wandering off, going in there and looking for something without us.
I mean, I'll say sort of, you know, if anyone sort of addresses the question, I'll say in character. I mean, we can always return here at a later date. We're not confined to search the entirety of the area immediately. Undrin has suffered damage, so as some other party members. I think it's probably wise for us to move on for now and then return later.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get to that camp and restock, resupply, and then if we want to come back here with Undril, we can.
I mean, it doesn't stop us from taking a quick look around the camp just to make sure there are no survivors, but it's unlikely, but it might just appease Undril a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
so better, bigger look.
Yeah, I go over to Undril and say, yeah, I understand you're angry or upset, but perhaps now we would just do best to search quickly for survivors and then be on our way.
I mean, at this stage, it's like nighttime.
Okay, so here's. I mean,
like you guys realize this is 3 hexes into your day. This is the end of the day's journey.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't.
So,
Do we have to camp here?
You don't have to camp right here, but like,
we can't travel much further.
no,
Yeah, but that's
you
what I
can't
mean.
travel any meaningful distance further.
Here's like, I don't know, like for Undril, she's got Spirit Guardians, so if we did want to rest somewhere, that would. But we'd have to have her on side and be willing to camp somewhere in order for her to cast it, I reckon.
Okay, well, I mean, I would just go over and see what she says, basically, if I ask her that.
Undril would say, there may be some resources here we can use. It would be safer to camp here than out in the middle of nowhere.
Would it?
Would it though? Okay, I don't think my character would argue with her too much, even though maybe deep down he feels like it's not a great idea, but I probably wouldn't argue with her too much because she's a strong, independent woman.
She don't need no man.
She don't need no angel boy. I say, fine. In that case, we should prepare for the night, and under the circumstances, have a rolling watch in order to, keep an eye out.
Okay. Would you think that Jack would? Do you think it's reasonable that Undril would cast Spirit Guardians to watch us that night? Cast it in chat if you want to have a look at it.
Yeah, I think so. It's
I thought
duration up to 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
I thought it was overnight. I'm probably just misremembering it, to be honest. So.
Yeah, duration up to 10 minutes.
Ah, well, ignore that.
I was hyped for a minute. I know it's a strong ass spell as well. So I was like, oh sweet, yeah, fucking save us all night long.
Okay, I must be mixing up with some other spell.
I mean, yeah, 10 minutes is a long time in a combat scenario, but
yeah, it's true.
it's not a long
combat
time.
Nothing.
You're
Okay,
trying to get a
yeah.
nap.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. So let's do that then. I guess we just search around the camp for a little bit. Do you want us to move our tokens and stuff like that just to show where we're going?
You can do.
So that when the surprise attack happens, you'll know where we all are. I'm actually just going to follow Undril wherever she goes.
Yeah. So going around, it looks like a small kind of probably about the size of a small pony. This large, like blue feathered bird with like a sharp black beak has gotten itself, or is like trapped within the cage, just to the north of the statue, and it appears to be like in a fair amount of distress.
I guess we ask Azaka, right?
Azaka just looks at you and shrugs, says, I don't know.
Can you ask if it's dangerous?
Yes. Azaka says, yeah. This one is small and weak. You meet a parent, it's quite dangerous. This one, probably not.
If we released it, what's likely to happen?
I don't know. As the DM, I can't give you that information.
I was asking Azaka the guide.
I mean, Azaka doesn't know.
Hmm.
Azaka knows exactly as much as you guys.
Not very much then.
Given the scenario.
Okay, I say to everyone, look, what's Undril doing? Is she just standing about doing nothing?
At this point, she's probably in the middle of rummaging through some of the larger tents, and quickly discovering that everything of value appears to have been taken within them.
Yeah. So we just wanna search the tents quickly for any survivors. If there's no survivors and there's no valuables, we'll just find somewhere to set up camp, maybe slightly away from the, or maybe we should do it here. I don't know.
I don't mind.
But I'll just follow Undril's lead because she's.
She knows the place, right? I assume.
She like knows a bit more about not necessarily the area, but about the camp. And
Yeah.
she probably knows what to look for of value.
Yeah.
I mean, Undril's not been here before.
No, but she would know, like she would recognize like items of value or be like a good face for any survivors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Undril is at this point is just kind of stoically gathering everything she can that might function as some kind of useful sleeping utensil, or be fashioned into a rough shelter. Azaka has picked up like a definitive curiosity with like the stone cave, but she appears to like not be like braving the archway and going inside. She appears to be very curious though.
Can I look down the corridor?
Everyone's wondering what I'm doing right now.
Like, I just want to look down and see what I can see. Is it just a door, or is there anything else?
So
I'm not going in. I'm just standing next to
So you're like going next to Azaka and looking down the corridor. Make a perception check for me. So yeah, it looks like just a long, like, basic stone corridor with dozens of cobwebs that just streak like a tall, like the entire length of it, and the tall ceiling. At the very back of it, there does appear to be let me have a look. See. So there appears to be like a tall ledge, and then at the very top there is a door.
Okay.
You can't. There appears to be like some kind of markings on the door, but you can't really see it from how far away you are.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm not gonna go wandering in. Yeah.
Okay.
As much as I'm curious.
No.
I think it would smell my.
I don't mind. Got a couple of ideas if you guys want to about what we could do.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, so I think we should these two like big tents. Would they be quite easy to like take down and like flatten so that they're not obstructing our view? Like take like a little bit of time, but like a half an hour maybe. Jack?
Is that campfire still burning?
In the rain, it's probably spluttered out now, and it's gone.
But it was on.
There was like the very faint remains of a campfire there.
Oh.
Are you taking down all the tents?
I think we just take down this one here, and this one here. Sorry, this one here.
And then this one?
Yep. And then I say, and we'll let's bring the boat round and basically park it up here.
Okay. So yeah, the boat is moored along with the other two.
Along with the other two, and then we can just camp out here, basically close to the boats, with a good view of anything that might try and like sneak up and attack us. And then we can just take watch and rest until the morning, and then make our way to the other Gauntlet encampment.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
Alright. Cool.
So we're camping in between the fire and the boats.
Yeah, but basically, can do.
Cool.
Okay.
No one's going into the stone archway.
Into the big spooky temple.
No one's gonna go in there. There's probably cool stuff in there. There's probably
there?
things to get.
Oh boy,
Sweets or something.
let's go!
You probably level up if you went in there.
Yeah.
Or probably get some cool loot.
Or die.
I mean, yeah, maybe. But you're gonna miss out on that cool loot.
We're not missing out on anything because we can always come back here.
We have got Miss Cleric with us now, though.
You think
That's true.
You think it might be a good time?
And she's
How's
angry and ready to fight people.
How's everyone feeling though? Why don't we rest the night and then go in the morning? I'm happy to go in. I'm actually quietly curious.
I think most of us have an urge to go. I think sleeping on it's a good idea though, because otherwise we're gonna be
like
tired, you know.
Everyone will have their hit points back. Everyone will have their spell slots back. I'm talking more about like Undril, and like the people that took damage earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go in after a rest.
Okay.
That makes sense. And then you can do a full day.
Jack, is there any? Oh, sorry.
No, you go for it.
I was just going to say, is there any section of this like large statue that I could maybe sketch out, if you know what I mean?
You could sketch like the archway and the outside part, yeah.
And like the statue, maybe. I don't know how. I don't know because it's quite big. I don't know if I could get the whole thing in there. Is it more than 50 feet tall?
Yeah. It's
No.
probably about like 120, 130 feet tall.
Nah, never mind then. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just rest for the night and then we'll head in the morning, I guess. I'm kind of excited to see what's in there, so let's do it.
Alright. Cool. Is anyone doing anything about the bird in the cage? Or are you just leaving it there while you sleep?
I mean, Azaka's told us it's probably a trap, so...
A trap if we leave it, or a trap if we unleash it? Yeah.
A trap like the kind if you go near it, something bad might happen.
Yeah.
Did you say it was bait?
Yeah, you said it was bait.
Bait's different to a trap, though, isn't it? A bait could mean a bait for us, or it could mean bait for something big that's
The
going
kind
to
of
eat it.
bait that attracts something bigger.
Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
goat in Jurassic Park.
True.
It's locked in a pen and stuff, so... And did it come up on an elevator or anything like that?
I don't mind, I'll leave you guys to make the decision.
Wait, I thought we were gonna go sleep now. It's nighttime, isn't it?
We're gonna keep watch overnight, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have a rotating watch with 2 people on each watch and still get enough sleep.
Yeah. Would it be possible to maybe dismantle this... which one is it? This tent as well, just so we can definitely get a clear line of view.
Yeah, we could. I don't suppose there's any harm to it.
Yeah, just in case, you know. Just because then...
But so we can see the bird.
Yeah, just in case anything bad happens.
It's just fucking staring at you. With such angry eyes, like, what the fuck? Let me go.
Squawk, squawk, motherfucker.
Bork,
Alright.
bork, bitches.
Let's rest for the night and then we'll rotate the watch so that there's always 2 people up.
Okay. Does that work?
So I think you can only be doing stuff like 2 hours. Unless you have like elves in the party and stuff who can just meditate.
Like me.
Yeah, but we can just rotate every... Oh yeah, no, I see what you mean. Okay, so we can't do that then. So it can only be one. It can only be one person.
That worked in the West Marches game because there were so many elves, I think.
I meant we could have like 2 people awake while 4 people rested.
Oh, I see. Because there is.
Well, it's
So there's-
technically 7 of us.
there is 7 of you.
I do only sleep for 4 hours, so.
Which means we can
go in a
all.
trance.
Because you need to have 3. Do you need 3 people watching or 4 people to watch? Sorry, do you need to have 3 watches or 4 watches? For a
If
long
it's
rest?
2 hours, then it's going to be...
I
2 hours each chunk is going to be 4 watches.
That's 4, yeah.
I'll
So
say 4 watches.
yes, so it doesn't work. So
Well, you can have 2 people awake for each watch, but then just 1 person awake on 1 watch.
I can watch
Okay.
for 2 watches.
Oh, that's fine then. Then you
Yeah,
can.
if you do first and last, that works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
oh, are you oh yeah, you're an elf. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah,
Not
so we've
tell
got
by my ears.
so we've got 2 people on every watch. Then that's good. So do you want me to just type it out, Jack, so we don't have to think about it too much?
Go for it. But yeah, so you begin to make camp. Is anyone doing anything while as you make camp for the evening, or setting anything up or have any particular ritual that you're interested in?
Is there any anything which I could potentially brew? Any fauna at all?
Do you want to head into the forest a little bit and see if you can find anything?
No.
Yes, wander off into the forest.
What were you doing? Oh, looking for berries.
I think that's right, isn't it, Jack? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yo, wow.
And Yoka's on there twice with a 4-hour gap in between.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll say make a survival check.
Is that me?
Frick, yeah.
Oh.
For 12. Okay. There is something. Can you roll a d8 for me, please?
Sure.
You find flying poisonous snakes!
3. So around the base of the stone temple, you find these large, thick, brown roots that just kind of come off in you, come out of the ground in your hands, almost as if they're like a plant structure.
Mm-hmm.
Make a nature check.
Oh, I'm real good at these.
Yeah, they appear to be somewhat different to the local other flora and fauna around, but you don't know what they are. Can't identify them.
Eat them anyway.
Make some special brew. I'll put them in my bag. Mystery roots.
Mystery roots.
Oh, are we calling them that? 3 mystery roots?
You get 2.
2. Okay, so.
Greedy.
Cool. And with
Cool.
that, you begin to. Is everyone else done for the evening? Are you all chilling out?
Assuming we're eating and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
So you begin to kind of hang out for the evening. Make sure you're all well fed and you've all got enough to drink, which is easy enough with the amount it's raining at the moment. You each come to the stage where some of you start respectively going to sleep, and Okrin and Yokawin, you start your watch. Would you like to make perception checks?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let me just check this out there. Pow!
Pow!
Boom.
We are basically blinded for the first watch.
Yeah. In the heavy rain, you find it hard to see anything, and you can't determine much of anything. The watch extends throughout the evening. Let me just figure something out quick. I feel like there's some static, but so yeah, you begin to get towards the end of your watch, and as you are heading off to bed, both of you hear what sounds like a large piercing horn sound. Everyone's awoken immediately by it, but you're still groggy. You two immediately spin around to see what looks like a small, about dwarf-sized creature, skinny, wearing this strange ornate wooden mask that looks horrific. As it finishes blowing the horn, it points towards all of you, and you watch as numerous other little creatures begin to emerge.
Oh my god.
We are fucking dead. Also, you revealed the
Yeah,
the info layer thing.
one thing. Yeah, oh yeah. Ugh. Oh yeah, I see. Because
Leave.
They're also on the GM layer.
yeah, because unfortunately, oh yeah, I'll leave that there actually, because that's useful to know that that's a 5 foot increase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll pick up with initiative next session, I think.
Okay.
10:30.
Nani?
Yeah.
What's that little snake thing right by us?
Oh yeah, that was potentially going to be in one of the tents, but it wasn't.
Thank fuck. Alright, so shit, we've got a couple of wounded party members, haven't we?
I'm on 3.
Oh dear, 9.
This might be one that we run away from. What are these things called again? Sorry?
Batiri.
I mean,
As to what that means, you don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Let's unleash the beast thing. Maybe it'll eat them.
Cool. Well, yeah,
Okay.
good game, guys.
Yeah, it was
it's a good
good.
game.
Decent, good fun, yeah.